Welcome to the lounge, where we challenge accountability. I'm Urban, and we don't do surface talk here. We use emotional intelligence. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Every beat a question, every bar a lesson. I turn the mic to a mirror, life's a session. Urban in the mix, soul and intellect blend. We ain't just talk truth, we set trends from Dallas to the world. We break that ceiling, no clout, just facts, that's the real feeling. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking.
Warning, the following image and or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Real quick community guidelines before we start the show. Now I want y'all to know that this is a space for respectable, thought-provoking conversations. We encourage intelligent discussions, different viewpoints, and respectable debates. Disagree if you want, but do it with substance and respect. Self-promotion is not allowed. This is not your billboard. Links, spam, and promotions in the comments or in live chat will be blocked immediately. Distasteful trolling, insults, or bad faith behavior will not be entertained. You will be blocked and banned. No warnings, no back and forth. Finally, y'all will notice that the subscriber mode is on. It is only for 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. That way we can protect the integrity of the show and also protect the integrity of people who actually want to comment in the comment section faithfully. All right. We're here to think, challenge ideas, and grow, and not derail the conversation. If you're here in good faith, then I welcome you. Y'all enjoy the show. Oh goodness, salute y'all. Salute. And yes, I had to play that part. I cut the main intro, like I said, show verse / Lionel. I did it. But the rest of the stuff, yeah, I have to have that in the video. I have to have the disclaimers in there. All right. But we are back. Appreciate y'all pulling up yet again, man, for the third time to make sure that I get this live together. And so thank you. I appreciate that a whole lot, y'all. Appreciate y'all. So we got it together now, y'all. We are good. We finna get ready to get this show started. The hell we was talking about? Oh, we was gonna do a lot of talking about Kevin Samuels, all right? This whole debacle just kind of threw me all the way off, y'all. But I got it together now. We finna get it done, man. Get it done tonight. So on tonight's episode, we are going to talk about Kevin Samuels, all right? I wanted to pay homage to Kevin Samuels, all right? And the best way to pay homage to him is to react to the very first video that made him go live. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the video that talks about average as best. Now, we're not going to react to the short clip of that particular scene with the average is best with him and the woman. What we're going to do is that we're going to react to the whole entire show dealing with the average is best, all right? The reason why we're going to do this tonight, y'all, is because we're going to just take a trip back to memory lane. Normally, we're going to pay homage to Kevin Samuels, but we're going to use critical thinking as well, too. We're going to see if Kevin Samuels' framework dealing with modern women, do it still applies to this day? Okay. So I'm going to give y'all my perspective on this as well, too. A matter of fact, y'all, I got a treat for y'all. Back in 2020, I had did a reaction to the short clip of The Average is Best with Kevin Samuels. And I had a totally different perspective versus my perspective right now. So without further ado, y'all, before we get into the main show, I want to show y'all my perspective on this average as best video. And when I went back and watched it, I was like, yeesh.
God damn.
So, without further ado, y'all, those of y'all who are tuning in right now, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel. All right? So, let's get into it, y'all. This is me back in the day, back in, I believe this was like 2019, 2020, when I did a reaction to the Average as Best clip with Kevin Samuels and this woman. All right. So, I had played the whole entire clip in its entirety when I react to it right then. Afterwards, I had gave my perspective. So starting at this timestamp mark, this is me giving my reaction to this, and I want to hear what y'all got to say about this, man, because I'm gonna critique myself as well too. All right, so let's get it. I have no problem with what he just said. I agree. I honestly was not going to do a video on this until I started seeing the comments on this, and this what inspired me to do a video. So let's go and get into it. Deal with this behavior issue once again. Now, this brother that's speaking, you can find him on YouTube. His name is Kevin Samuel. So check out his YouTube page. That's a long story short. This brother, he's a fashion consultant, and he also gives relationship advice on his own platform. So that's pretty much what he does. In this particular episode, this woman, she decides to call him on Zoom and ask for relationship advice. Now, as you see in the video, she was talking, and one of her expectations is that she was looking for a man who has a 6-figure salary. So, that's a long story short. Kevin, he begins to tell her that she's not Highly
qualified.
classified.
She's
Salute.
not on that caliber of a level to be with a man or who she's requesting for. So the reason why I'm doing this perspective video is that, like I say, these comments that I've been seeing on her, and it's been very interesting, preferably from women, preferably from black women. Hey, I don't know if y'all noticed this right off the bat, but back in the day, Urban hair like it ain't nothing, y'all. Back in the day, Urban hair like ain't nothing, but now, no, shoot, man, I got gray hair, man, life been lifing and all kind of stuff. But I'm way more wiser, I'm way more mature than, back in the day, Urban. Lionel said this. He said, man, do you know that Kitty had went on a date with him? No, I did not know that. That's interesting. You never told me about that, by the way. Highly classified said Kevin is the GOAT. Yes, I could agree with you on that. So once again, those of y'all who are tuning in right now, before we get into the main content, which we're going to react to the full video of Kevin Samuels when he did this Average as Best show. All right. But before we get to that, we're going to react to me doing a reaction to this particular clip with this woman. All right. So, yeah. Man, then I'm listening to the audio, man. That audio is trash as hell, too. Like, God damn, Urban. God damn. Oh, goodness. Highly classified. Thank you for the 100, man. 100 gift, man. I appreciate it. Now, first of all, I want to address what y'all been talking about in these comments. A lot of y'all been talking about how the way he was saying it to her. Y'all was saying that he was being rude. He was being way too upfront with her. Just like I say, I agree with what he was saying. Sometimes it takes
for people to be brutally honest with someone, to let them get it, to let them understand. Let me give you a case in point, and we just gonna flip the script on this. All right. Now, ladies, there are so many men who have dealt with this situation that Kevin is telling this woman right now. There are so many men who dealt with this. There are so many men who dealt with rejection. They felt like that they was on this level and they looking for this certain type of woman, knowing that they don't qualify for that level. So what end up happening when that dude end up going into the DMs, when he end up shooting his shot, what end up happening? If that dude is not on your certain level, y'all gonna reject that dude. Some of y'all go to the extreme with it too. And I've seen videos of this where women, they'll literally be on Facebook Live and the dude try to shoot his shot with her and she'll literally reject him on Facebook Live, belittle him and everything. Make it seem like what he did was totally wrong, totally unacceptable, and belittle him in the process. I've seen some women emasculate men too who does that. So let me explain to y'all what's going on with Past Urban. All right. Now, younger Past Urban is doing this. He's doing what is known as being passive aggressive. Okay. Meaning that he was saying these things this certain type of way simply because he didn't want to offend people. All right. But current Urban right now, I'm not like that no more, where I don't care. I just say what I'm going to say and then not mean what I say, you know. Now, so far, the things that he's talking about, I agree with Past Urban on it. You know, I'm still holding that viewpoint that sometimes it takes for you to be literally aggressive with people, to literally be brutally honest with people and tell them the truth. That's the only way they can either choose to grow or not grow. I had learned through my experiences with dealing with people, you know, throughout this time, all the way up to currently where I'm at right now, is that whenever you be passive aggressive like this, more than likely, people is not going to respect it at all. So I'm just saying. But let's continue, y'all. Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all the ones who be the ones on Facebook and Instagram that set up to screenshot these men's while they up in your DMs. You'll screenshot them to my, look at this dude. Oh, he just thirsty, or he's a simp. He's that, he's this and that and whatever. That's what y'all do. Now here it is, a man, well-seasoned man, and everything that he's talking about is his opinion, by the way. Here it is, a well-seasoned man, and he's being brutally honest with this woman and telling her. Oh, also, y'all notice that I have a pencil in my hand, right? The reason why I have a pencil in my hand is because I had just finished doing a sociology assignment, all right? And so I like, you know what, fuck it. Let's go ahead and go live and talk about Kevin Samuels. So that's that. Hey, what you asking for, you don't even qualify for that, period. Just take this L for what it is. Maybe you need to, pretty much what he was saying, maybe you need to lower your standards because what you asking for, you don't qualify for that. So what was wrong with him saying that? Let me flip the script on y'all again about this, all right? Let's say, for example, that you're trying to pursue a career into whatever field that it is, and you're going out for an interview, right? Let's say, for example, you go to that interview, the person who's interviewing you, trying to see, do you qualify for the position that you asked for? So they begin to interview you, asking these different questions to see if you qualify. At the end of the interview, they either going to say that you're a candidate that we're looking for, or they're going to say that you underqualified, or they're going to say that you overqualified. Real, so what am I? In this particular situation, Kevin was telling her that she was underqualified for what she was looking for. She's underqualified. That's all he was telling her. It wasn't nothing wrong with how he's saying it. It wasn't even nothing wrong with his delivery at all, to be honest with you. I didn't see no part of him being rude until the very end when he started getting frustrated with her because she wouldn't listen to him. She kept coming up with all these excuses, all these different excuses. So I still hold that same stance as well too, all right, in this current time. Now, dealing with current urban, I have talked to a lot of women from the time this video was published on this channel, and I believe on Facebook when I was on Facebook back in the day. From the time it was published, throughout my journey, I had talked to a lot of women, for real, a lot of them. And yes, whenever you talking to women, I had learned this one thing about them. This one thing is that women are very egotistical. In fact, those of y'all who tuned in last night when we was doing the reaction to the Pop the Balloon episode, right? You have seen in firsthand how egotistical a woman could be, especially when you bruise their ego. These type of women, they're so used to men, giving them a compliment, telling them that they're beautiful, telling them that they're queens and different things like that, right? But when you take that away from them and you be brutally honest with them, guess what? It's going to affect their ego big time. So yes, I still hold the same stance with past urban as of right now, so far what you're saying, all right? And I also like the analogy that past urban used too when he was giving an analogy about interviewing for a job. The reason why is because in this current dating market, right, it is exactly like that, where now you're literally interviewing yourself. You need to have a really good resume. That resume component is pretty much consists on what I've been telling y'all over and over again about vetting out a person. Which in the future, I'll be doing an episode talking about that because check this out. One of my moderators, I'm not going to say no names, Lionel, wanted me to do a full episode explaining to y'all about the vetting process and how do that look. So I'll be doing an episode breaking it all the way down so y'all would know and understand how that works, okay? But long story short, yes, whenever you're interviewing for a job, you have to have a resume together. You have to have work history and experience as well too. So it have to be the same exact way when you're dealing with relationships. Absolutely. Because if that person do not line together with your particular lifestyle, your particular worldview, then that person do not qualify. It's just that simple. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all tuning into the stream. What are we doing right now? We are reacting to Kevin Samuels' very first video when he did the average as best, all right? But before we get to the main video, we are reacting to past urban, all right? So we're reacting to past urban. We're giving an honest critique with past urban as well too. And y'all see how this work, how I could literally go and critique even myself? That takes someone who is really, really strong to go and critique their own damn self. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And be honest about it. But let's continue. Imagine, once again with this interview tonight, imagine you going to a job interview and the interviewer telling you that, hey, these are the certain things that you're looking for. Then you make an excuse like, well, I don't have computer skills, but I can do this and that or whatever. That has nothing to do with the position that you're trying to qualify for. Eventually, the interviewer will get frustrated with you. Like, look, you wasted my time. I'm trying to tell you that you do not qualify, that you just can't take a hint. Now, do that sound familiar? Do that sound very familiar, ladies who have a problem with this? It sounds familiar to me. Well, when that dude try to go and shoot a shot and talk to you, and he be persistent trying to probe it and push it and push it and push it. What do y'all tell them? Oh, you being thirsty now. Oh, you need to go on somewhere. Then y'all even have the audacity to even lie about it. Some of y'all have the audacity to say, oh, I got a boyfriend. Oh, I'm in a relationship. Lying like ain't nothing. Like you know that you ain't in a relationship. Lying. So this situation is no different. All except the corner of the turn. This dude is brutally honest with her. To be honest with you, and this is from a professional point of view, a lot of therapists is scared to tell people the honest truth about how the way they really feel about their young clients.
That's true.
They really do.
That's true.
So they stick to the script to telling their clients what they want to hear, and with a little bit of seasoned salt on there just to give the client some guidance. That's it. But that's not what the therapist really.
Yeah, what Pastor Urban is saying is absolutely true. When I was doing therapy, right, due to my divorce, what the one therapist was doing was creating what was known as an echo chamber, all right? They said certain things to make me feel good or to encourage me to do better, you know what I mean? They call it, what was the name? Soft reinforcement or something like that, other matter, soft reinforcement, something like that, right? But that's what they was doing to me in the past. To be honest with you, there are one therapists that are doing the same exact thing right now to not only men but women as well too. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I made that point. You know what I'm saying, to say that, to mention that back in the past, because that's what my particular therapist was doing at that time. And yes, there are therapists out there who does that. Not all of them, but some of them. God damn it. Dr. Jefferson, welcome to the lounge. Dr. Jefferson, she's a one therapist, all right. So, oh yeah, positive reinforcement, yeah, that's what it is. I at least that's what I think it is. But yeah, but welcome, Dr. Jefferson, to the stream. All right, so those of y'all who are tuning in, we are reacting to Kevin Samuel's very first video that got him going viral, which is the Average is Best video. But before we get into the main video, we are reacting to myself, because I had did a reaction to this over, how long has it been? It's like in 2020 when I did this reaction, so it's been a long time. So we're reacting to the old me and comparing the old me to the current me right now. All right. So let's continue. And we're almost done with this segment. All right.
About what the therapist really be thinking about is how the way Kevin is expressing himself. What the therapists really be thinking about is like, man, if this fool don't get it together, you don't even know how messed up you really are. Now, I really want to tell you how messed up you really are, but at the same time, I ain't trying to get fined. I'm not trying to get put in all these review stuff, so I'm just going to tell you what you need to hear and be done with it. I think therapists need to be more brutally honest with people, to be honest with you, and tell them like how it is instead of sticking to the script, to be honest with you, because a lot of people need this tough love. They need to hear the truth so they can make a choice.
Now, I still hold that same stance still to this day, because I believe that therapists need to learn how to balance it out to where, that could be a part of, that particular script that they running right on people. But at the same time, they have to balance that thing out where you literally got to tell that person what they need to hear, even if it's being honest with them. to be honest, be truthful. Because if we continue in this path of, this soft love, right, then I honestly believe that a lot of people is not going to grow at all, period. They're not going to make the choice to want to be mature. I'm reminded that the different people that I had talked to, from this video all the way up to where I'm at right now, right? I'm reminded that a lot of them, they told me that they've been going to therapists for like years. And I mean years, like 5 years, 10 years. Some of them are still currently in therapy right now too. And so my own stance on this is that depending on the type of trauma that they are dealing with, you know what I'm saying, it shouldn't take over 5 to 10 years for that trauma to be resolved. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's some high level psychological trauma, then that's different. Where you're dealing with some extreme behavior issues, then that's different. But when it's dealing with, I believe, what I call simple trauma, like relationship trauma. You done broke up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you done got divorced, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that. That type of trauma, I believe that particular thing shouldn't last that long. But that is my perspective. When people tell you the truth about choices, it don't have nothing to do with trying to manipulate you. It don't have nothing to do with trying to discourage a person or anything like that. When they being honest and upfront with you. Now, bear in mind, there are people out there who be brutally honest with people, and their whole intent is to hurt that person. But not in this particular situation. Not in this particular situation at all. All Kevin was doing is being honest with this lady and letting her know the truth. This is where you at. You have these expectations, but this is where you at in life. And to be honest with you, you asked me for my honest opinion. My honest opinion is that you need to level down. That's all he was saying. Level down. Stick with average people. Because you're pretty much is average. Then he made another point too, saying that, look, even though you have 6 figures or whatnot, the men of the level that you trying to seek, they don't care about your money because they already got their money. So first off the rip, your money ain't even nothing that you can't even bring to the table to them because they already got it. So why do they need it? Because they already got it. So what else you have to offer? And then another thing too, which I was looking at the woman crazy, is when Kevin challenged her, right? Kevin challenged her and asked her, on the scale from 1 to 10, how do you rate yourself? Without saying 7. The reason why he said without saying 7 is that most people say a 7 to try to make 7 the magic number to balance it out. That's why he said without saying the number 7. What do you rate yourself? In a weird way, she rated herself a 5. Without makeup. A 6 with it. Who does that? Who? Now, I personally rate myself as a 10.
And I'm still a 10 still to this day, damn it. Shoot, I don't give a damn what y'all say. Shoot, cause I'm have value like I ain't nothing. Shoot, god damn it.
I don't care what y'all think. I don't care how y'all feel about it. I rate myself as a 10 every single time.
Now, in this particular viewpoint, this is one of these talking points where I didn't agree with Kevin Samuel. I didn't agree with the rating system, even though I understood why he used it. But I didn't agree with him on that. The reason why is because at the end of the day, when you're going to rate yourself, right, of course, you're going to rate yourself at a high value anyway, due to your worldview.
due to your upbringing, due to, things that you have accomplished in your life. I would think it's something, I would be thinking that there's something wrong with you if you don't rate yourself high. I'll be thinking that you need some type of self-work if you didn't rate yourself high, to be honest. But another reason why I disagree with his rating system is because the rating system could be subjective and objective, depending on how the way it's utilized. Meaning that in my frame, I'm considered as a 10, but other people, they'll see me either higher or lower based on their personal opinion. And they can want to rate you several different ways. They can want to rate you based on how they feeling about you at the current moment. They could literally say you is a 3 because they pissed off and mad at you. Or they could say you're a 10 because you done gave them the greatest sex of their life, dealing with women. You gave them the greatest sex of their life, and they rate you as a 10. So that's why I say it could be subjective and also could be objective depending on how the way it's used. And that's the reason why I did not agree with the rating system that he used with this particular woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But once again, that's just me. All right. Oh, and one more thing too, since we're talking about this right now, y'all do want to understand when you use the rating system, it also has to be utilized based on people social economical status. Okay. So if you're not in the 5%, right? If you're not in the 10%, if you're not in the 20%, if you're just middle class, if you're poor and stuff, right? That rating system have to go across the board, meaning that if you're in the poor class, then you're going to be rating yourself within the poor class dating bracket. If you're in the middle class, you're going to be rating yourself in the middle class dating bracket. If you're in the higher class, you're going to be rating yourself according to that class in that bracket. Okay? If that's what you want to do. But let's continue, y'all. We almost done, and we're going to get into the main show, all right? Because I know my self-worth. I know who I am. I know how strong of a person, of a man that I am. So I would never underrate myself, ever. I will always be rated as a 10. Now, if you feel differently about that, so it doesn't bother me because it is what it is. Now, am I this type of man who's attracted to where women are attracted to me? Yeah. Or there are also women who are not attracted to me? Absolutely, yeah. But just because they're not attracted to me, that doesn't mean that I'm going to underrate myself. I'm going to say, oh, man, I'm 5 because of the women, they're not attracted to me. Who cares? I don't care. It doesn't even matter. It do not matter at all. So, so even in that comment that Past Urban made, once again, I agree with that because what it is that it's dealing with social acceptance. Okay. Now, sometimes people crave to be accepted. And the reason why that is so because it deals with, normal human interaction and normal human behavior. But however, it takes a person to understand that social interaction is not the end goal or the end game for you. All right. I believe in this moment now that it has to be a balance within that, meaning that you should have, it's nothing wrong with having that type of social acceptance, but also you should also have the type of confidence to know that even if you don't have that social acceptance, that you should still be fine. You still should be able to coexist independently. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm going to rate myself as a 10 every single time. It is what it is. Now, would I consider trying to find top notch or top level women and whatnot. To be honest with you, and this don't have nothing to do with confidence whatsoever. To be honest with you, I believe in staying in my lane. If I know that I'm not in that level to compete with six-figure salary women or Instagram women or whoever it is, I stay in my lane.
Now, I'm gonna disagree with Past Urban on this. All right. Now, this is the reason why I disagree with him on this. The reason why is because during that time frame when Past Urban said this, he has said that simply because of what he was currently dealing with in that time frame. All right. Because he felt like that deep down inside, he didn't qualify for any type of these, higher level women that he's expressing. But later on, after when he did this video stuff, I believe like months later, there were a lot of women who approached Past Urban who was on a higher level, for real, for us, like social economical status and everything. There were women who were lawyers who approached me. There were women who was psychotherapists and therapists that approached me and that was interested in me, and they didn't even care about what level I was on, but they cared more about my character than anything. But due to what Past Urban was going through that time frame, he felt that since he personally wasn't on a certain type of level, then he automatically disqualified himself. So I believe this. I believe that if you know yourself and you know who you are, then nothing should hold you back from anything, including relationships. If you know you are and you're confident in yourself, your confidence in your well-being and everything, then nothing should hold you back. If it's someone who's you're interested in, regardless of where they at, you should go ahead and approach them and see. It's that simple. If you get rejected, it's fine. If you get accepted, it's fine.
I chill. Because in most cases, anyway, and this is my
this is very character. I'll explain in a minute, y'all.
My unpopular opinion about it. Most women, to me, who are on that level, like IG women, who are with six-figure salaries, just like this woman, most of the time, they be having some behavior issues going on with them anyway. They do. They have some type of behavior issue going on with them. And that's the reason why they stay single. I see it all the time. Even on my pages, my Facebook page, my Instagram pages, what else? I'm on Snapchat sometimes.
Snapchat.
YouTube. I see the same exact thing. I see women around who are single. And sometimes I'll be thinking about that too. I'm like, why? I mean, if y'all look a certain way, that y'all present yourself and y'all selling yourself like this on social media, why are y'all still single? And some of them, I've been friends with them on Facebook for years. And it's still the same play. Still single. Still trying to sell themselves. And I'll be wondering that, like, why is it that these men is not trying to shoot their shot with them? What is going on?
Now, that particular comment, Past Urban is judging based on his personal anecdotal experience. Now, I did a episode talking about beta males and incels, okay? So there are beta males and incels who don't have that type of confidence like Past Urban has, okay? So meaning that my experience is going to be different from their type of experience. So even with Past Urban, right,
Pastor Urban still had confidence, even though he disqualified himself in certain situations and opportunities, right? He still had confidence to talk to, certain type of archetype of women, different things like that. And to be honest with you, there are a lot of other men who are similar to Pastor Urban, who they don't have that type of experience where, they don't talk to no type of women, period. If that makes any sense. I don't know. But we are towards, how much? Oh, we got like less than a second of this video, all right? So let's finish up then. We're going to address the chat and we're going to get into the main content of the hour, all right? Something to think about, ladies. So that's the end. I agree with Kevin. Everything that he said, that he's talking about, I believe that it needs to be said. And once again, there's an old saying, if the shoe fit, then wear it. There's another old saying, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. So Kevin, he wasn't talking about every black woman in the whole entire world need to have this, or his opinion was about every black woman in the world. No, his opinion was strictly for this woman and for other women who think like this, period. So if you fit into that category, absolutely he was talking about you. If you don't fit into that category, he is not talking about you. Period. Period. So y'all let me know what you. All right, so let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into the main content of the hour. One thing that I want to bring up about Pastor Urban is this. All right, the only thing that I would critique him on is that he was mainly focusing on just the women in general. Okay. It'd been better if he could have just normally talk about the women, but also talk about the men as well too. That way that both men and women can understand, his perspective. But it's past Urban. It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. But like I say, I actually enjoy listening to myself for real, man. I really do. Very interesting. But let's go ahead and address the one comments. Then we're going to get into the main content of the hour. We're going to react to Kevin Samuel's full Average as Best live stream. Okay. So once again, shout out to everybody who's in the building right now. Those of y'all who are here right now, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel. All right. So let's go ahead and get to this comment because I know y'all was talking. Oh man, this micro expression, this micro expression definitely says he believes in what he says. What lane were you in? I was in my own lane, Dr. Jefferson, in my own lane. Messing with Pookeishas for decades. Jeez Louise. Oh jeez, man. So both of y'all were asking what character of those women look like. So good questions. So it varies. All right. So you have some women who, just like I stated earlier, some women were lawyers or attorneys, right? For their occupation. Now, this particular woman, her character was, I ain't gonna lie, her character was kind of hood, but professional, if that makes any sense. Then other women that I have met in the past, they had a similar characteristics where, once again, they was hood, but professional. Then other women as well, too, had the same characteristics of being hood and professional. Then other women that I dealt with was hood. So what can we say about all that, right? We could say this. We could say that I definitely had a taste in women for real. I most definitely had a taste in a certain type of archetype of women. God damn. But once again, that was past me. Because the reason why is because I wanted my woman to have both worlds. You know what I mean? I wanted her to have a more urban mentality, not me urban, but a more urban mentality, meaning that she could be relatable. You know what I'm saying? Like if we talk about things dealing with, the everyday life, such as talk about, black issues or talk about, black movies or, different things like that could be very relatable and stuff. That's what I was attracted to. Then also I wanted her to have a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Firecracker, I guess. That's the best way to describe it. Being, I don't want to say ghetto, but, the, the type of girl who's she's act hood, I guess. But at the same time, whenever we go out, she know how to, lower that hood level and be classy with it. I guess that's how the way to describe it. Okay. But yeah, that's the type of women I dealt with in the past. Oh, goodness. I need you to stop referring to your past self in third person, sir. Well, past Urban was doing this thing. I'm just saying. Oh, jeez. Man. Self-reflection is crazy, man. Crazy. But nevertheless, y'all, let's go ahead and get to the main content, all right? So once again, we're going to react to Kevin Samuels' full live stream when he's talking about the average as best. Now, this live stream is what made Kevin Samuels blow up everywhere, all right? So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and react to this. We're going to give our perspective about this as well, too. And y'all let me know what you think. And those of y'all who are tuning in watching the live stream right now, if you're not able to comment in the chat, that means that you're not sub up to this channel, okay? So if you want to comment on this live stream, go ahead and sub up to this channel right now because I want to hear your perspective too, regardless if you agree or disagree with it, okay? I want to hear your perspective about this, all right? Those of y'all who are catching the restream, it's the same way as well too. Go ahead and sub up to this channel so I can hear your perspective or just comment on the video as well too so I can hear your point of view. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and react to Kevin Samuels.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. The heck was that? What just happened there? That's it. There we go. Testing. 1, anyway, 2, you build it while you fly it, so.
Build it while you fly it. I wish I could have did
that. In the
that.
chat room, say something else slick, and you're gonna end up getting timed out. Say it twice, and you'll be gone. That's how we do that. All right. Here we go. The music's good. The sound is good. Last night in LA, well, the last night doing the show in LA, I leave on the red eye tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm in LA. I'm actually going to be here. I may actually decide to. Well, LA is now under a curfew. So staying here is kind of changed a little bit. The governor has decided to put California back on a curfew, which is funny because he was got busted for being at a party. Candle of the Evening, one of my favorite, K26.
K26.
Fragrance of the Evening, Kimmy. Arum, A-U-R-U-M. Smells like strawberries and oud. Yeah, so shout out to all you PhDs.
I'm a PhD.
What's going on, Minister Jap? Shout out to all you German Shepherds and you dog owners. Shout out to Big Shirley. Big Shirley has become a staple over here. Shout out to Otasia and Cornbread. Shout out to everybody. How you doing tonight? Because tonight we need to have the sound right because it's challenge day. It's challenge day. Every couple of weeks I like to do a challenge day. I like to allow people who disagree or who have a misunderstanding or something like that to call in and let's talk about it. See,
later on, he called this a smoke show. And what's interesting about this is that still to this day, a lot of Red Pill and Manosphere content creators do smoke shows.
much more of a direct person. I'm not really big on, beef, controversy, confusion, especially with content creators. If I do have something to say to a content creator, I will say your name. I won't sneak diss you. I think that's the manly thing to do, the masculine thing to do. All I ask is this, folks: is we need to keep the likes, the engagement up over 50%. Right now, we got 1,800 people in here. We should have close to 900 likes, but we don't have that. So let's go ahead and get those up.
Well, we're actually doing fairly well with the light department over here, all right? Because we're roughly at 17 right, and I'm pretty sure it's going to spike later on tonight. We got 17 and we got 12 likes. That's why, I keep really reiterating to y'all over and over again to get the one likes up. I'd rather for y'all to get the lights up than to even donate anything. You know what I mean? That's why I don't even push people donating the super chats or cash apps or anything like that, because the likes is way more important than the donations, to be honest with you. That's why I haven't even started a membership yet. But people been recommending me do that, but that's neither here nor there. But once again, the likes is very important, y'all. It really is. That's why I keep reiterating over and over again. And Kevin, he understood that. He understood that very well. And everything he said, that's what YouTube had told me. That you want to keep your engagement roughly about 50%. If you could keep your engagement about 50%, then you're doing really, really well. That's another reason why people been asking me, like on Urban, how is it that your engagement is doing very well? Why are you constantly showing up on the on my about page or my recommended page? The reason why is because I keep the engagement up. Same thing with Kevin Samuels. It's the same concept. You keep the engagement up, you're going to be on the recommended page. You're going to be in the algorithm for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's way more important than asking and begging for super chats all day. I'm just saying. But let's continue.
Let's go ahead and get those up, because here's the thing. What I've noticed is this whole high value thing has really taken off. That's an understatement. But I find it interesting that any of my critics, shout out to Obsidian, he's mentioned this too, none of my so-called critics ever deal with the issue. I have gone out of my way on numerous occasions to define exactly what I mean by high value man. And I have yet to see anyone who has a critique of it to address my specific points, which I think is honestly disingenuous. Lazy content creation. Honestly, most of you sound like you're just trying to catch a wave and ride something other than dealing with the argument. And honestly, it makes you look kind of foolish, in my opinion. As I said to someone yesterday, I don't go back and forth and debate anyone or deal or talk to somebody who cannot even be bothered to watch my content. I don't want to hear what you think about what you thought what I said. I don't give a damn what somebody told you I said. If you're going to question me, you better at least have sat your hind parts down and watched. If not, don't come asking me, well, can you explain what the thousands of hours of content you mean? Can you just give me the Cliff Notes, the 2-minute version? Man, funk that. Lazy.
And you want to know what's interesting about that is I'm currently dealing with that right now, where there are certain things that I have said even on my live stream, right? And people want me to give them the clip notes and everything about it. They want to, could you say that again, Urban? Why did you say it in this particular way? Because I said it that way. Or some people, they'll clip some of the things that I said right and blow it out of proportion. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Oh, but by the way, y'all, by the way, do y'all know that Kevin Samuels' overall message that he was talking about in the past, right? Do y'all know that his message has become a framework now where you could literally go and Google it. You could normally Google it, but those of y'all who are familiar with AI, right? You could literally go to any AI search engine, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, or any one of them. You could literally go into it, right, and ask it, hey, could you give me Kevin Samuels' framework? And I guarantee it'll give you exactly his frameworks from his keywords that he used all the time, like Henry, CIA, everything. It will break it all the way down to Kevin Samuels' message, his talking points, and everything. To me, that is very remarkable due to his legacy. Now, some of y'all want to believe that his legacy only stops on YouTube, okay? Or on any type of social media outlets. But no, that ain't where Kevin Samuels' legacy ends. But it's still evolving, still to this day. But let's continue, y'all. D, what's up with it?
Here we go. Tonight, I don't understand what's going on. Last night, we talked about the single mother who still thinks she's the shit. And make no.
And Dr. Jeff said it ain't because he died. You know, absolutely, that's some bullshit.
That's bullshit.
It ain't because of that man died. It don't have nothing to do with him dying because he have a framework and stuff. It's because the dude is brilliant. That's why. I'm just saying. And he just presented it into a new, unique way where even still to this day, he's living rent-free in a lot of people's heads, for real, literally. I'm just saying. He still got it still to this day where not only myself, but a lot of content creators and doctors and therapists and psychologists reference his talking points. Still to this day. I'm just saying. Even got politicians referencing his talking points. Now, that is remarkable. So name me any other one content creator who have people talking about their talking points. Other than Myron Gaines and what's the other dude? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The dude Andrew Tate. Yeah.
Hey, she is not alone. Many of you ladies believe this. The night before, we asked, can white women teach black women how to get high value black men? And before that, we talked about women always wanting more. And Monday, we didn't get a chance to do it. Overweight equals alone. Ladies, make no mistake. The bigger you are, the smaller the ring. The smaller the woman, the bigger the ring. The bigger the woman, the smaller the ring, to where it almost doesn't exist. So if you are overweight and you have an issue with there being a standard, men having a standard, I don't know what to tell you other than, sorry. Men are going to be who they are. But if you have an issue with that, sorry. If you have an issue with men not wanting to deal with or preferring not to deal with women who have children from other men, sorry, not sorry. Because for the longest, you ladies have been told, you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want. Men shouldn't have to accept it. We're to the point now to where I honestly am hearing women say that men are the problem. Like
interesting.
Like baby mama last night. Men just seem to want a beautiful woman to be on his arm.
Definitely was so with him, man.
And that's a problem.
Once again, shout out to everybody who's joining the stream right now. What are we doing tonight? We are reacting to Kevin Samuels' Average as Best full live stream video. All right. Well, we're reacting to that right now. And the reason why we're going to react to this tonight is because we're going to do a compare and contrast, right? We're going to do a compare and contrast and see his message that he put out over just about 10 years ago, whatever, right? Does this message still apply to this current day? That's what we want to find out. And the reason why I'm doing this stream as well too is to not only pay homage to him in this estate, but also there has been this thing that's been going around on social media lately where they've been saying that Kevin Samuels' message is dying out all the way. So I want to do this show just also to prove to people that his message is still very, very important, even to this day. Now, there are going to be some parts of his message that I'm going to disagree with. I know I am. I know I'm going to disagree with it. But, however, the overall premises of his framework is still existent, still to this day, where people is using this as talking points. There are some people who citing, different sources for this dude. They created peer reviews based on some things that Kevin Samuels has said. Movies has been created since then, talking about the red pill and the manosphere due to the things that Kevin Samuels has said within his frameworks. Because the things that he said within his frameworks, it was tethered into red pill, manosphere, men's empowerment, women empowerment as well too. But let's continue. Those of y'all who are tuning in, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the stream as well too.
What? We're to the point now to where you ladies are making men the problem for just simply wanting the bare minimum. Today is challenge day. You can talk about high value, baby mama stuff, the weight stuff, the image stuff, the appearance stuff, whatever you have questions and issues about. But remember, you're going to be respectful of my platform, and I only have one rule. I'm nice to you if you're nice to me. You cannot overtalk me. When I start talking, you need to stop. You need to have YouTube off in the background. The only thing that needs to be on is Zoom. You need to make sure you call in using computer audio. You must have your audio on. Because as we get into this, I've heard people say, and I'm going to pick up on this later next week, early next week, are men the problem? Or is it what I've heard on the other side? There's a school of thought that of men who say women are problematic today. Okay? Overarching theme. Women today, modern women are problematic. And there's a school of thought or philosophy that that's just because women by their nature are understood. They don't get it. They're not as adept at keeping up with the world and trends and politics and this and that. So women are really kind of more misunderstood. Then there's a school of thought that says at their core, they're chaotic. The question we're going to dig into all next week are, regardless as to what you think, I have the fundamental question, is modern dating redeemable?
So real quick, y'all, let's address this. He said that women are chaotic. Those of y'all who are in the chat right now, do you believe that women are chaotic even to this day? Because I'm going to hold the same standard as well too and say that women are chaotic, but I'm not saying it any way to humiliate women. I'm not saying it any way to put down women or to sound like misogynistic or anything like that. I'm saying it in a way because it is part of their nature to be this way. Give you an example. That's a normal example that everybody uses, but I'm gonna use it in this stream tonight. This is the whole concept about why women would choose to be with a dude who is considered as a bad boy, as a Pookie, as a Ray Ray, as a thug dude versus having a normal dude that they call a scorer, a nerd. Because it's part of their innate nature to automatically be gravitated to things that are chaotic. Same concept about YouTube right now or any type of social media outlet, right? Women tend to be attracted to what is what is known as tea, but tea is considered as drama to them. So they're automatically attracted to these type of drama type of content, drama type of men, drama type of women, because women, in fact, are chaotic because it's part of their character. But however, gentlemen, what I want y'all to understand is this, and I'm pretty sure Kevin Samuels will articulate this as well too. I want y'all to understand that it's important for us to accept women chaotic nature, but not in a negative way, but in a positive way, to understand how to navigate with women so you can know how to coexist with them. Because one of the callings for us is for us to be protectors and providers, right? So within that protection and provision, we have to have wisdom as well too, to know how to navigate effectively so we can lead effectively. But if we reject certain type of archetypal women who have these certain type of characteristics, right, that I'm telling you about right now, then guess what? We're lacking leadership in that particular area. But let's continue, y'all.
Are modern women redeemable in the sense of relationship? Yes, ladies, you can get out there and have your job,
I'm a PhD.
have your car, have all you can get out here and produce, do everything and take care of yourself. But many of you are unfit for relationships as they were. And if you didn't learn it growing up from your mama, your big mama, your nanny, your aunties, whatever, you're not getting it in the school system, in the neighborhood, in the streets, fine. The question is there any hope? Think about it when someone commits a crime. There's a school of thought that says, once a criminal, always a criminal. Then there's a school of thought that says, people should go do the time, do the crime, and then they can be rehabilitated.
Hey, Lionel, is this not something that we had talked about the other day?
Are modern women more likely to be rehabilitated, or are they more likely to experience recidivism? We're going to dig into that all next week because, my opinion, I'm going to hold back. But I'm going to tell you, there are many people today, many men think that the ship has sailed for most of you. This is why you're hearing more and more men deciding to go out of the country, other places, if possible. Men who are not talking about that, I am hearing and seeing seriously men contract with surrogate mothers to have their children, take their children and raise them as single fathers. Shout out to Emil Amir. He made a good point. He's like, look, we've tried it every other way. We've tried it the traditional way, and like it or not, women are filing 80% of the divorces. We've tried it the single mother way, and look at what it's gotten. So now let's try it the single father way. You're starting to see more men say, you know what? I'll just go. I'll save my money, hire me a surrogate mother, and I'll take my child. How do you ladies feel about that? How are you ladies prepared to see a bunch of men out there contracting with surrogate mothers and being single dads? That way, no women, no mothers involved. I think it's interesting.
Now here's the evolution of his particular talking point, all right? The evolution is this. The man who's part of, the red pill and manosphere, they're now using the term they're using the term known as step crash dummies. Okay. Meaning this, they feel that a man shouldn't be a stepfather to a single mother. Period. Because the reason why they feel this way is because they say that it is not a realistic deal for them to be a part of that, meaning that they're getting the lower end of the stick. And another reason why they feel this way is because it deals with several factors. First of all, it deals with it deals with behavior issues, deals with them trying to discipline that said type of child or children. It is said that in most cases, women would not allow a man to discipline their child when you're a step parent. It is also said that men deal with the negative behavior of stepchildren as well too, and he does have to take it, where they being bluntly disrespectful to him. So due to all these negative connotations that they deal with, right, they said that it is not a good deal for them to become step parents at all, period. Just don't do it at all. But however, those of y'all who are over here at the lounge, I had a different talking point dealing with this, right? Do y'all remember that? Well, I share with y'all. My talking point was this. I said, I believe that single mothers should parabond with single fathers. Meaning that if you're a single mother, you have children, then you should parabond with a single father who also have children. And the reason why I said that is simply because y'all have commonality. You both have children, and you also both have experience dealing with that particular thing. I don't believe in a single mother trying to parabond with a man who doesn't have children at all. I don't believe a woman who's single and don't have children to try to parabond with a single father. And the reason why is, once again, it overall deals with the experience dealing with children. Then the second part of that is ultimately, if they were to hypothetically go ahead and do this right, eventually that single man or that single woman, she is going to want to have children of her own. Then the moment when she has children on her own, guess what? She is going to eventually start showing favoritism towards her own seed versus that man's seed or the woman's seed, vice versa. So that's why I say, personally, people should pair up according to their particular lifestyle and what's going on with them. But y'all let me know. Let's continue.
That's one school. There's another school, go out of the country and get women. But there are a lot of women like, well, that's not really plausible because most people don't make that kind of money. Well, great. Then that guy's just saying, forget it. Don't deal with it.
Excellent. Welcome, brother.
Let it all fall apart. Then there's another school of thought, well, go deal with women of another group. My thing is, all those options are available, but what happens to the core group of people? Is there such thing as femininity rehab? Is there such thing as summer school? We talk about going to wife school. Some of y'all need to go to wife summer school. But here we go. Let's get into it. All we have to make sure is you're polite to me, I'm polite to you. So, let's get into it. And no, I don't want to talk to a bunch of guys tonight. No one really wants to hear what y'all have to say, gentlemen, like it or not. I'm not gonna go back and forth debating. Nope, not gonna do that.
And this another thing that I didn't agree with him on. I didn't agree with him always doing these separation shows, all right? Where, one show he had nothing but men that he was talking to, then another show he had nothing but women on there. Me personally, I believe that he should have had, shows where it was intergender on there, where you have both men and women. That way he'll know how to effectively deal with these certain type of level or individuals. You know what I'm saying? Hear their perspective, they hear the other person's perspective, and they be able to just feed on that. And, he could do what he do, which is, give advice or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
If you're not at high value, I'm gonna be honest. If you're a man and you want to question the whole notion of high value, if you're not even in the ballpark of the income, I don't even want to have a conversation with you. If you're not in the ballpark, high value starts at $10,000 a month in Dallas, Houston, Austin, Atlanta, roughly wherever the cost of living is about 100%.
It's about 20
20
something
for
now.
at least 3 years.
120,000 in
5 years.
Texas.
If you're making $50,000 a year, I don't care to discuss the whole concept of high value. It's theoretical conversations do nobody any good. Sorry, not sorry, but that's just the way it is. It's kind of like a guy talking about, forget these women, I'm going to do my own thing. And that's fine. But if, in order for it to really hurt, you have to be at least the kind of woman, the kind of man a woman would want. A loss only counts if you want it, if it's something that's wanted. A loss only counts if it's something that's wanted. Nobody cares about losing, the wiffle ball championship. But the Super Bowl, yeah. Now, here's what we're gonna do: keep the engagement up, keep the likes up, or else you'll hear this. If you don't want to hear that all the way through, keep my engagement up. We're gonna go straight to Challenge Day. Join the show if you have a disagreement. As we're waiting for the next competitor, fight. As we're waiting for the next competitor.
Oh, this is his audio, by the way, y'all. It's not mine. Yeah, that's why I had got away from that particular Shure mic. I believe he got the Shure M7, I believe. Yeah, that's a Shure M7. Yeah, that's why I got away from that mic. I used to have the mic a long time ago.
Testing. System does some of the strangest things. Guys, and for many people think being a content creator is easy. You got to be able to do a lot of different things at one time.
Yeah.
You got to be able to diagnose system issues, run a chat room.
Tell me about it.
Look at the screen.
Tell me about it.
Think about your topic.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff while making sure you don't have no boogers hanging out your nose.
Mm-hmm. Because you got to deal with the trolls.
When the system goes awry, hey man, if you don't know how to use, this is why I tell guys, if you want to be a content creator, you need to learn your systems yourself. Mm-hmm. Because when stuff starts to fall apart, it falls apart right in front of everybody. All right, that's dope. All right.
Or the worst case scenario is that it'll fall apart before the show even got down started, as what happened to me earlier today. I'm just saying, but it happens for real. So yeah, he's putting out on the game about content creation, because we got to deal with so much, y'all. Y'all don't know how much it takes to do content creation. Now, some people, they'll do this shit. They'll get their mobile devices, whatever, and they just be, streaming from their mobile device, and that's the simplest thing you to do. Now, if that's your swag, then it is what it is. But when you want to have like a real productivity, a real production, then yeah, there are a lot of bad things that happens throughout the production, for real. It really is. There's a lot that we go through. There's a lot of things that we got to edit, all kind of stuff, man. You know, but that's another show for another time.
So, better. There you go. The sound is better. Disagreement day. Here we go. So, are men the problem? While we're waiting for people to join in, are women the problem in modern dating, or is it the men? Ladies, when it comes right down to it, to the ladies, are women the problem, or is it the men in general? Not you, not your friends, but if you had to be honest, ladies, who would you say is the issue today in modern dating? Is it men or is it women? My gut is that many women, if they were honest, it would probably shock a lot of folks. Men, I have a question. Who is the problem in modern dating? Is it men or is it women?
So, Chad, I'm going to ask y'all the same question. In this modern dating time now, in 2026, who has the problem? Is it men with the problem, or is it women, or is it both? Y'all let me know.
Hold on. Go ahead, guys. The link is in there. I'm looking for my interview link, because I think I'll also fire up the interview link too. Let that pop through. I'll let the interview link pop through too. Ask Godfather. Who's the if you think men are the problem, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think it's women who are the problem, put a 2 in the chat room. If you think women are the problem, put a 1 in the chat room. If you think men are the problem, put a 2 in the chat room.
I'm gonna put a 3, because in this modern time in 2026, I'm gonna say that both men and women are dealing with problems in modern dating as of right now. Both of them are. The reason why I'm saying that is because both men and women, they are dealing with a lot of rage. They have chose to be in certain type of relationships, right, knowing good and well that relationship was not suitable for them. But yet it's still, they have the same type of mentality, the same type of concept, thinking that they could change each other. If I do this, then this person going to change. They have that mentality. So they enter in early on in the stages with that mindset. Even when the person put out disclaimers out there like, hey, this is how the way I'm this, and this. Oh, I could change him, or I could change her. And then that's what conflict happened. So I say both. I'm not gonna say it's just one particular gender in this modern day time. I'm gonna say both of them have a problem. Both genders have things they need to work out with. Both genders have a lot of unpacking to do. Both genders need to heal.
Let's see what everybody has to say. I think it ought to be pretty damn interesting. Notice how the chick last night didn't. That woman last night, she has issues, but we all got issues. The point of what are you going to be willing to do about it? You're going to need to start your video. Okay, look here, dude. Let me do this real quick. This is why I don't let guys call in.
Oh man,
I'm gonna do this. Unmute yourself.
Good night, sir.
Why do you have no shirt on in my show?
I didn't know I was going to be placed on the video. I'm in the Caribbean where it's actually scorching hot.
Okay.
I can go grab one if you like.
Well,
Happy to
I'm asking because number one, it's not really appropriate to be on. Number two, what's the question you have? Because I asked for the ladies to join the show. What would you like to add?
I'd be happy to give a perspective as a person who definitely considers himself a high value man, and I appreciate the content that you put out there.
Hold on. You don't consider yourself a high value man?
I do, sir. I'm a tech salesman like yourself with aspirations for entrepreneurial work. So
Okay.
I really appreciate the background that I believe that you have. I'm relatively new to your program.
All right.
I can
Go
grab
ahead.
the shirt really quickly, by the way, just if you give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I didn't realize I was going to be on video.
Go ahead. You're not.
Now keep in mind, he said that he didn't know he was going to be on video, but he literally clicked the Zoom link. 9 times out of 10, if you're going to click the Zoom link, that means that you're going to be put into a waiting room. More than likely, you're going to be selected to be on the actual live stream. So therefore, bro,
That's bullshit.
you knew you was gonna be live. But here's another thing, y'all. And this is, to be honest with y'all, I'm not just gonna be straight transparent. This is the reason why I rarely do call-in shows, to be honest with you. Because my call-in shows is similar to Kevin Samuels, if I decide to do it, right? Which is on Zoom and all the different things too, right? But the reason why is because of situations like this where you get people on here where they like to fucking play. They think that since we're spending all this money and they're not, then they could just do whatever the hell they want to do. Come on to the stream without a shirt on. You be having some people, they be on here smoking weed and all kind of dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it be a certain type of topic that we talk about, right? They come on here and try to derail the conversation. The topic is talking about, he said that he wanted only women to call in, and this fool heard him when he said it, right? He said, I'm the exception to the rule. I'm gonna jump out here anyway so I could get clout.
Right now, but just go ahead. All right, he left.
Good.
Guys, here's what I need from you guys. Okay? It clearly said, ladies, join the show. Oh, all right. Join the show if you have a disagreement. All right. So let me go ahead and redo this. Because what happens when a bunch of guys join the show? Women don't join the show. Women don't join the show when a bunch of guys join the show. That's all it comes down to.
Well, that was in the past, Kevin. That was in the past. But at present time, shoot, these women, they don't care. They do not care. If they got something to say, they're going to hit that link for real.
And I have to put it out here. And this is going to bother somebody. This is going to bother some guys. But look, when you come into a space where there are women who are already not hearing your point of view, they're looking for a reason to disqualify the things that I'm saying or men like you are saying. Don't give them a reason. This is why I am very particular about the guys who get on the show. It's not because I want the spotlight 100%. It's because I want you to be a good representation of the points. You have, gentlemen, make no mistake. Make no mistake. You must win the optics. Being right does not make you a winner.
I agree.
John F. Kennedy beat a more talented, better politician in Richard Nixon because of the first televised debate. Go Google it yourself and go look up Nixon Kennedy debate, and you will see a Richard Nixon who looked gray, sweaty, clammy, with perspiration coming from his top lip. Political strategist theorists and historians say that debate cost him the presidency because of how he showed up on camera. If you men want women to pay attention, you need to show up in a way that they can resonate with, respect, admire. And if you are fucking, I don't care, man, these bitches ain't, then you're too stupid to play this game.
And let me expound on that, all right? Because the current talking point that Kevin is using is that he wants men to be what is known as stoic, okay? You should be a man who is stoic, who is of a sound mind. You have a moral compass. You have a certain type of aura about yourself, or a certain type of standard about yourself where you're not going to do certain things, period. Like case in point, for example, whenever I do get invited to go onto certain panels on other content creators' channel, right? Do y'all know that how the way I am on my channel, I'll be the same representation on other people's channels as well too. When I go onto the channels, when I go onto their panels, I figure out what's their decorum. When I know their decorum, I follow their decorum, period. Another thing that I do is that I stay grounded, meaning that I don't get hyper emotional. I have been on panels where it be men, not the women, but men who be sitting up here hyper emotional about a certain topic, where they be cussing each other out, where they be sitting up here threatening to pull up on each other, threatening to fight each other. Why? It be women on the panel, and the women on the panel be looking like, and some of them have said this too while I was on the panel. Y'all sitting up here talking loud and cussing each other out and doing all this weird stuff, and y'all want us to follow this? Shit.
That's bullshit.
So that's what Kevin Samuels is talking about. Men should have stoicism, period. You shouldn't be hyper emotional. Now, it's okay to be emotional, but when you enter to the level of being hyper emotional, that's different. Especially dealing with content creation as well too, or being on YouTube. You shouldn't have to be that hyper emotional about a certain topic that you're talking about, bro. Because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not that damn serious. Respectfully, it's not that damn serious for you to want to out-talk people and want to cuss people out and all this weird stuff. It's really not. Once again, we have to lead by example, gentlemen, for real.
Just put it out there. I'm talking to men. I'm not talking to boys. I'm not talking to men. Man, fuck these hoes. Man, I ain't gonna do all this. I'm gonna keep it real. If you want to alpha your way through shit, man, carry your ass over there. The rest of us who out here in the real world understand that that's childish. So no, when I ask you to join, I love to hear more men that have a point, but you gotta show up. There's the link. So, I saw a lot of people saying that women are the issue. All right. Well, if women are the issue, what are you prepared to do about it? What can they do?
Interesting question.
What can they do? If women are the issue, what can they do? How would you go about telling modern women how they can actually rehabilitate their image in your eyes to make any one of them worthy of an opportunity? See, that's where I want to get to. I don't want to keep having the conversation talking about how single mothers are not a good option for high value men, not what they choose. We get that. I don't want to keep having the same conversation. I want solution. And I don't need a complete solution. Just give some pointers. If you are the kind of man that women would want to be with, would want to submit to, cooperate with, partner, what would women in general out here need to do to rehabilitate their image in your eyes to where you'd be willing to even sit down and entertain a serious long-term relationship? Because if there's nothing...
Okay, I found this on the web for what long-term relationship. Check it out.
I be hey with Siri do that.
If there's nothing, if there's nothing that women can do, then honestly, what you're basically telling them is, you don't need to even worry about what I have to say. If there's no hope, there's no hope. I have a hard time believing that, but it's your point. And ladies, vice versa. If you think men are the problem, what do men need to do in general to rehabilitate the image in your eyes? So you'd even be willing to sit down and be submissive and cooperate with a man. But it cannot be something that more than one man can do. See how I got him right there? It cannot be something that more than one man can do, because you know a lot of you ladies are good for telling the men to get out here and build Wakanda. Go defeat white supremacy. Go back and find me some virgin Cambodian breast milk and 3 dodo eggs.
So let me ask y'all this question, chat. Now, just by y'all listening to Kevin's current talking point, right? Within this conversation, have he said anything that's considered either misogynistic or misandrous? Once again, so far in this conversation, have he said anything that was either misogynistic or misandrous? Now, once again, this is the live stream that blew up Kevin. When he had clipped, when he was interacting with this woman who's coming up later on in this live stream, talking about average is best. That's what really blew him up, blew his channel up and everything. But before that, what is he doing? He is challenging accountability for who? Both men and women. Now, just like when we was reacting to, Past Urban early in the stream, right? Past Urban has said this, that people have a problem with his delivery of his message. Now, currently, right now, as he's explaining this to you, right, and he's articulating this to the best of his ability, guess what? He's not being aggressive. He's not being a butthole. He's not being mean or anything like that. He's being upfront with you. And he also gave the disclaimer earlier, like, hey, as long as you treat me with respect, I'm going to return that back to you. But the moment you get out of line, it's on and popping. That's what he said. But guess what? When he posted that clip, right, people only seen him making, giving that woman a hard time. But they didn't see the other part of the main clip when she was sitting up here giving him a hard time, trolling him and all this stuff there, right? But y'all see. And then, like I say, this stream, it ain't just about trying to prove, that Kevin is who he is and stuff, right? But it's also a reflection stream, because I once again want to see the message that he put out in the stream. Do it apply to this current time that we are in right now? But let's continue, y'all.
And a wayfinder. Fuck you mean? It needs to be something that one man can do. See, I take that, go build a community, and then I'll be willing to sit my ass down, man, French toast that. No. What do men need to do? There we go. I'm telling you, I have zero. I'm gonna have a very low tolerance for you guys in the comment section acting stupid. You're gonna need to show me who I'm talking to. Yasmin, Jessica. There's that. Notice no challenge day. Y'all get real quiet. Got all kind of stuff to say in the comment section. But now it's time to
sound ratchet, don't she?
Put your money where your mouth is. And it's like, well, I don't know what to say now. What needs to happen? Dale. You can unmute yourself. Dale. Hello? Unmute yourself.
I don't know what to say now.
All right. You have to have YouTube muted in the background.
Okay.
What needs to happen?
Is it muted now?
It should be turned off, but it should be turned off. What do you have for me?
I really just have some advice.
Okay, you're still going on in the background. You have to turn YouTube off in the background.
Okay.
Hello?
Shut the YouTube down and just be on Zoom.
Okay. I'm sorry. Please bear with me. I really want to talk to you.
Well, you have to get YouTube. Oh, Jesus.
What needs to happen?
Turn YouTube on. Close the window with YouTube on it. The only thing that can be open is Zoom, or else we're going to get background and echo, and I cannot talk to you.
Now, also, I want y'all to consider this, all right? A lot of these people who came on this show, right? Are y'all aware of that they are very familiar with how normally Zoom works, but they're very familiar with how, what's the other one? Teams. They're familiar with how Teams work as well, too. They know good and well that if you're on Zoom, you're on Teams, or different things like that, you can't have no outside interference whatsoever because it's going to create an echo. But the moment when these people came onto his show or just YouTube in general, they act like they don't know how to work the system when they been working it for 8 hours a day. I mean, it's not that hard, y'all. It's not that complicated. But personally, to me, sometimes I believe people be intentionally doing that.
Christ. Unmute yourself, please. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, please. All right, well, she's trying to figure out how to do this. Lady, unmute yourself. Oh my gosh. So, part of the problem is basic instructions, right? I know, right? It shouldn't be that hard. It's not that hard.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Those were hers.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, are you a PhD?
No.
I'm a PhD.
How many dollars you got?
One.
Really?
I'm sorry?
What kind of dog is it?
He's a cane corso.
He's a what?
A cane corso.
What is that in English?
It's a larger dog, and their breed is meant for guarding and protecting. They're very protective of their home and their family.
Okay, so what's your disagreement?
Honestly, I don't have a disagreement. I just came here because I honestly want some advice from you.
It says disagreement day.
Oh, I know, but this is my first time catching you on live. Normally I'm asleep. And
You have a job?
I do. I own a business.
Okay, so I do too.
And I do have a question. If you
But
don't
I
mind.
have a business. And if you wanted my advice, you could always book a session if you can't catch us at the show live.
Yeah. So once again, the reason why I'm addressing this to y'all in this particular way is because from one content creator to another, I can understand why he get frustrated. And the reason why is because you spend all this time, to create the content, right? Putting together your talking points, everything, right? Making sure every single thing is functioning and operational. And on top of that, when you enter into the actual stream itself, you already laid down the ground rules for the stream. You're saying, hey, this is debate night, pretty much. I'm only talking to women, and we're talking about this particular topic, which I want to see why you disagree with my talking points. That's pretty much what he's saying. So instead of them understanding the decorum of the show, they call in and want to derail the conversation. So that's why I could understand, in this particular moment why, he get frustrated, because it could be frustrating for real. And the most interesting thing about this, y'all, is this. These particular people, they do not care. Because at that point, it becomes selfish to them.
I was trying to go online earlier.
But all you have to do, man, but see, what kind of business do you own?
I own a pet grooming, doggy daycare, and indoor
Okay,
dog
so
park.
what you're basically trying to do is, I have a disagreement day, and you basically came in and said, damn your topic, I want to ask you what I want to ask you. And but you are more than welcome to go on my website and purchase your time to talk with me one-on-one. Because what you're trying to do is rather rude. But I will go ahead and do it because I'm going to use this as a teaching lesson. How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 35.
35 years old. 35 years old, and you're a business owner.
Uh-huh.
And what's your question?
So my issue is, I want to know, at what point when I'm just meeting a guy, do I tell him that I'm a business owner? Because my problem is that when I try to date down and the conversation comes up to where I own a business, the guy is either like, hey, can I come join in on you on that business? Or can I put some money and be a business partner? And I'm not looking for that. And I honestly...
Hold on. I need to be clear on this subject. Where are you at?
North Carolina.
And you're saying when to tell somebody you own a business?
Because I find when I date down, guys see an interest and want to be like a business partner. And I'm learning that maybe I need a high value man, because that's what
first off, ma'am, I really don't understand. What kind of man are you talking about? Because owning a business is no different than having a job, in my opinion. And so I'm not getting what you're saying. When should you? I'm not understanding why this is an issue. If you're, what kind of men are you? What kind of men are you dating?
I try to give guys that not up a chance.
You try to do what?
I try to give guys that's not on my level a chance.
Why? What do you mean on your level? What does that mean?
That's making 6 figures or more.
But I don't okay. You try to give guys who are not on your level a chance. Why?
And because I honestly want a 6-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and net it out for you. You ready?
Uh-huh.
The guys you want aren't asking you out.
Well, I haven't been putting myself out there, honestly.
But you put yourself out there enough for the guys you don't want or beneath you to ask you out.
Those are like guys I met online.
Right. So again, the men you want are not asking you out. See, you ladies do this.
Mm-hmm.
You go and deal with men who you feel are beneath you, and then you ask how to fix them. I'm not beneath you. I don't know how to fix a guy that's down there. That's not my concern.
So let me also add on to this point. All right. Well, let me ask y'all this question, chat. Let me ask y'all this question. Why do women do that? Well, let me rephrase. Why do these particular women do that? Why do they decide to date down, as she say? What's the reasoning behind that? Now, to me, the reason why these particular women date down like that is because it deals with a form of not only their ego, but it also deals with a form of control as well too. And I want y'all to think about this. Why do they have a form of control? Why is that important to them? The reason why is because that dude who they dated down to, right, guess what's happening? They believe that this dude is relying on them. They believe that this dude needs them, preferably for their income. So they use their income as a form of leverage, thinking that this is what high value men do to women, where they use their income for leverage. So in reality, they're doing the same as that thing, dating down for these type of men. Now, keep in mind, when they date down for these type of men, these are the type of men that they don't desire at all, period, but they just settle for them as a consolation prize. So when they do this, to me, it's more of a egotistical thing for them to do it instead of a logical solution. Y'all let me know what you think about that.
The better question is, why can't you get a guy on your level? That's the real question. Well, the first thing, well, first of all, I would tell you what I said in here automatically is a problem. Why you would come onto a show that you know is a disagreement day? It's selfish. It's like, well, yes, ma'am. It's like, I want what I want. I don't say things for no reason. That's why I asked you questions. You're 35 years old, a business owner. That means you understand what business is, and you know this is a business. And I have a show title. And you said, "Damn your show title, I want to talk to you." But you could have went to my business and booked time to talk to me, but you wanted what you wanted, how you want it.
I'm sorry.
No,
and here's another thing I want y'all to consider too. The reason why she did it this way is because she did not want to pay this dude, but she knows since he is live, she could get the services for free, which in that point, it becomes disingenuous.
And I'm using this as a lesson. That's the problem with too many of you black women. You don't do shit the right way with black men. That was improper. And when I told you the right way, you still were like, well, whatever. So I'm going to use this. When was the last time you had a relationship?
Like the end of last year around December.
How long did it last?
A year.
A year? And was that man, did you go to college?
Did I go to college?
Yes.
No, sir.
Okay. And how long have you owned your own business?
9 years.
And how long have you been making six figures or more?
The last 3.
Okay. Why do you need a man making six figures?
Because I'm finding out that the guys that I date, it's not working out.
What does that have to do with money?
Because I feel like I need a guy that I can respect and admire, and I'm ambition, and I want a guy that has that drive too. And when he doesn't, I find myself, encourage him like, hey, babe, you can do this and you can do that. And then,
all right. So in North Carolina, what percentage of the population, what percentage of men in this country make 6 figures or more?
I think it's like 5%. I'm not
closer to 10. So
okay.
10%. All right. So the question is, what do those men who make that kind of money, who all women tend to want, what do they want?
I feel like they want arm candy, somebody who can have more to bring to the table than just looks, but also bring balance to their life. I feel like I can help them out on
Okay, slow down. I'm not understanding. You said they want arm candy, then you contradicted yourself. They want somebody that more than just looks.
Yeah, arm candy, but something behind, brain with it, and more in depth.
Do you know any men who make 6 figures or more?
My dad and my uncle.
Do you know any men that you are related to that make 6 figures or more?
Unrelated to? Yeah,
men that you are not related to.
Not on a personal level.
So you don't know them. You don't know what they want, but you want him. Ma'am, I'm going to suggest that you really don't know what you want. And saying 6 figures is just something that you've got taken from out there. But I'm not hearing this rooted to anything. But what do you want ultimately? Do you want to be married, children, what?
Yes, I want to be married.
Do you want any children?
Yes.
How many?
I have a son now, so.
Okay. How old is your son?
He's 13.
Where's the father?
He's not in his life.
I didn't ask that. I said, where's the father?
Well, he's not like in it like I would like him to be.
All right, so let me go ahead and take this down, ma'am. Men who make the kind of money you're talking about have options. And typically they don't want to deal with women who have 13-year-old sons, who are used to dating men. This doesn't sound appealing.
So Chad, let me ask y'all this question, all right? So far in this whole interaction, have Kevin been rude to her? Have he been disrespectful to her? Have he even called her out of her name? Have he humiliated her? Now, the answer to the question should be no, Urban. So far, he haven't did none of that. He's tolerating her a lot, for sure. But guess what? He's not being rude to her or anything like that whatsoever. Chaos, what's up with it, bro? But he haven't did none of that whatsoever. He ever been what's the thing they normally say, misogynistic? He ever been misogynistic or anything? And I also want y'all to keep in mind that this woman was persistent. She was persistent. She said that she was persistent and she wanted to call her on this show just so she can get dating advice. Not for the smoke show, not to disagree with this dude, but to get dating advice. The same type of advice that he had readily available on his website that he charged a fee for. But instead of her doing business with Kevin Samuels, she decided this. Oh, he's live. What I can do, I can disrupt his live show and get a free, full consultation with him. And I also want y'all to keep in mind that she said that she earns 6 figures. So if she earns 6 figures, then it wouldn't be no problem whatsoever for her to get a consultation with this dude and pay the fee. But the reason why she did it is because it's dealing with her ego. She felt that she was entitled to disrupt this dude's show, disrupt his live stream, go against decorum, just so she can get what she desires. And what's so sad about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that there are many women who act like this, who have the same type of behavior, where they not only egotistical, but they feel like that they entitled. That's the reason why you see, like, preferably these archetype of women, they feel entitled that they should get the man that every woman wants. 6 figures and all this other stuff. Because they feel like they entitled to that. She's no different. But once again, shout out to everybody who's tuned into the stream. We are reacting to Kevin Samuels' live stream that got him blowing up on social media. All right, this is the Average is Best show. All right, appreciate everybody who's interacting in the chat right now. I'm going to go over the comments because I'm looking at the comments as well too. So I'm gonna go over some of these comments later on. All right, do me a favor, those of y'all who are tuned in right now, those of y'all who are interacting right now, we've been spiking about 230 people to 250 people watching this live stream. So do me a favor, go ahead and hit the thumbs up to support the channel, because the thumbs up is way more important than anything. You know what I mean? It's way more important. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up to support this channel. All right. So let's continue reacting to Kevin Samuelson's interaction with this high value woman, allegedly.
And you're talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was thinking once I start booking session with
Thank you. I appreciate
that,
I can't change men.
I know, but I can approve myself, and I feel like I have a lot to offer to those type of men.
Okay, but see, you should have stopped right there. I just told you I cannot change men. And you said, once I book a session with you, I'm not a miracle worker. I'm telling you what they want. And you're still saying, yeah, but I want them. They don't want you.
But I have been working on myself this year and booking your...
Okay, ma'am, but okay. 35, 13-year-old son with a sketchy father. Why would a man who's in the top 10% of earners, who women across the country want that?
Because I have a lot to offer. I feel like...
Would you want your son to, if you had a son making that kind of money, would you want him to bring home a woman who had a 13-year-old son from a sketchy father? Or would you prefer him to get a woman who had no children, was younger, and easier to get on his program?
Depending on his age.
See what I mean? See what I mean? This goes so deep for Black women. They will even... should have been an easy question. No, I would not want my son to bring... I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer.
Another reason why she didn't go ahead and concede and say no about that is because this is what she desires. So this is what I was telling y'all earlier, that she feel like that she's entitled to that. So much so that if I'm entitled to that, that obviously my seed or my child should be entitled to this same type of thing.
That's why I sat up. That is bullshit.
I got you, Kevin.
You should want the best for your son.
That's bullshit.
But this is, and are you thinking, back up.
If he brought home a woman, yes, I feel like I'm the exception to the rule. But
no, you're not. That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life is proven to you that you're not.
My love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so what?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick.
That's bullshit.
That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay.
Now, this is the part where Kevin had clipped this, right? And it went viral, all right? Now, when you hear this particular part right here, it seems that Kevin is judging her without understanding the whole context of the conversation, all right? And so from this particular clip, not only it went viral, but it went viral in all different type of walks of life, including feminist sectors and pink pill and all kind of stuff. And so when the pink pill sector and the feminist sectors and different things like that got this clip, they automatically assumed that this dude was being misogynistic without understanding the whole context of the conversation. So from this point, that's when you have people like Cynthia G and Tanya TKO and all the rest of them, right? Sit up here while I'm saying that he's misogynistic. Then later on down the line, they calling him Kevin Kitten Heels. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when they was calling that bullshit? Kevin Kitten Heels. They were saying allegedly he was gay. All kind of stuff. The normal stuff that women would say to men. The normal negative talking points that these type of women would say to men. The normal misandrous talking points that women would say to men.
And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking
Mother
women
Coach, what's up with us? Salute.
tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So
Did you I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the.
Yeah, I agree with you on Chaos. I agree with your point. You say after that night, when it went viral for the second time, that's when the sisterhood marked Kevin's deletion. Yep, I agree. I agree. Absolutely.
World. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women. Off rip.
Now, Chaos, you can just call me Urban, bro. You don't have to say Urban Lounge Podcast or ULP. You don't say, y'all say that. You just call me Urban. Urban, that's what everybody else call me.
If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average. So,
but ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that okay.
So here's another question too. What type of advice was she seeking for Kevin? Was she seeking advice to where Kevin would be what we call a simp or a sucker, where he would just say certain type of things to make her feel good? Or was she seeking for him to be just honest with her? Because I believe that women with this particular behavioral archetype, they're seeking for the type of suckers and simps to pander them, to make them feel good, to tell them that they're beautiful, to say your baby daddy is a screwed up dude, saying all the things to make them feel good inside, instead of being honest with them. To say that she's a 10.
Average looking women. Average looking woman who's older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I mean, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
Well, in this modern time now, Kevin, I have to call bullshit on that one, respectfully, brother.
That's bullshit.
The reason why, because in this time now, even women post office workers believe that they are high value. I'm just saying. Hell, it's women who work at Taco Bell and McDonald's believe that they are high value. They do. There are women who work at the mall. They believe they're high value. You got instructors, teachers who believe that they're high value. Sure do. So once again, shout out to everybody who is here right now. I appreciate y'all a whole lot. The whole purpose of this stream right now is we want to compare and contrast. Kevin Samuels essentially gave this message to us roughly about almost like 10 years ago, okay? Roughly, close about it, or maybe it may be pushing 10. But we want to compare and contrast tonight. Do this message that he's talking about in the past, do it apply to us right now in 2026? Because I have noticed that people are saying that a lot of Kevin Samuels' framework, a lot of his talking points no longer applies in this modern day and time. Do y'all agree with that, or do you disagree with that? I disagree with that because I believe that his message is still evident, still to this day. Just like I stated earlier, for those of y'all who wasn't tuned in, I stated earlier that even still to this day, Kevin Samuels is literally living and living rent-free in people's head. So much so that they're quoting his talking points. Not only they quoting his talking points, they are engaging in conversations. There have been a whole plethora of content creators that got created since then. There are women who are known as what they call women? Oh, pick-me's. There are women who came forth and became known as pick-me's from this. So all kind of stuff has been generated since this conversation. Even after Kevin Samuels' passing, his message, his framework is still in existence to this day. I had mentioned this as well too. I had mentioned that if you were to use either ChatGPT, Gemini, or any type of AI program right now, and matter of fact, I'm gonna challenge y'all to do this. Okay? When y'all through listening to the show, all right? I'm going to challenge y'all to go on any type of AI platform, whether it's Gemini, ChatGPT, or whatever, right? Go on there and type in Kevin Samuels framework. Once again, type Kevin Samuels framework, and I guarantee that the AI is going to generate Kevin Samuels framework from all his talking points. From all his definitions that he used, such as Henry, CIA, PhD, all of that is going to generate through AI. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because that shows how much of an impact that Kevin Samuels' framework had within the years that he was alive and still existing to this day. And I also made this reference to, we're going to get to the comments. I also made this reference to that, to me, there is no other content creator out there that you can literally go on ChatGPT and ChatGPT will pull up their particular framework without it referencing back to a certain type of thing. Like, say, for example, with modern games, right? If you want to plug in modern games, guess what it's going to do? It's going to resort back to red pill ideology, and it's going to resort back to like manosphere type ideology as well too. It's not going to label it as modern games framework or Andrew Tate framework, like how I did with Kevin Samuels. So that is something remarkable for Kevin Samuels' legacy. Let's get to the one chat, because there are some comments that I do want to address right now. Once again, shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up to support the stream, all right? Because that's way more important than anything. It's way more important than the super chats, all this stuff there. Hit the thumbs up, y'all, to support the stream. A matter of fact, in the beginning, or those of y'all who are familiar with Kevin Samuels, right? This was one of the number one things that Kevin Samuels pushed during his live streams. He always say, get the lights up, y'all, get the lights up. And the reason why, because he understood how the YouTube algorithm works. He understood that. So to honor this dude's legacy, you have another gentleman like myself who's doing the same as that thing. So help a brother out. Get the likes up, y'all. So Culture had a message in the chat, and I want to acknowledge, all right? Appreciate you tuning into the stream. Appreciate it. The message said this. It said, I saw someone in the chat say black women don't hold other black women accountable. For the black men, how does a black woman hold a black mistress accountable? Now, the answer to that question is this. Currently, right now, there are a huge plethora of women who do not hold each other accountable, period, regardless of their position in the relationship. Whether they are a mistress, whether they are the other chick, the side chick, or whatever. They don't hold each other accountable. Do you want to know why that's so? The reason why that is so is because at the end of the day, these type of women are in competition with each other. They don't hold each other accountable because they want that woman to not succeed. They want that woman to fail so they can qualify for the type of man that they desire. So they will allow their women counterparts to fail. They allow them to get into relationships where they either be in the friend zone or be the side piece or, as you mentioned, the mistress. And then here's the interesting part about this. When men address this issue, right, guess what? The type of men end up being labeled as being misogynistic. Now, do I condone the fact of this man participating in cheating in a relationship? To be honest with you, with my particular moral compass, I don't believe in cheating at all, period. I believe that a man should be in a single relationship with a woman, period. That's a man and a woman. That's my particular worldview. I don't believe in having side chicks or anything like that. But however, just to be fair, in this conversation, there are men who do believe in that. They call it polygamy. But me personally, I don't. Now, culture also follow up and said this, when older black women hold younger black women accountable, we are seen as judgmental and emotional. Now, once again, when older black women hold younger black women accountable, we are seen as judgmental and emotional. So my response to that is this. What is wrong with that? Those of y'all who follow the Bible, okay? If you follow the Bible said is that we should essentially righteous judge each other. Once again, we should essentially righteous judge each other. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong judging one another, especially when you're doing it in a way where it's requiring accountability and correction and evolution? Then culture follow up and said this as well too. Don't even add God or his principle to the judgment, because now you're the crazy church lady. How do you hold a person with no principles, no respect for institution of marriage and bragging? Once again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier about you having a moral compass. That was because that person that you're referencing don't have a moral compass. That doesn't mean that you should surrender your moral compass. They can either accept it or not. If they accept it, fine. If they don't accept it, then that is totally on them. And we got K. Walling Jr. with a comment as well too, and we get back to the show. Say this, but being equal to a man doesn't mean, man, you can't listen to somebody telling you is doing something wrong. You know how much men are told what they can and can't do in the world, and most time we have to abide, and that's facts. I agree with that. Once again, shout out to everybody who's in the building. We are reacting to Kevin Samuels' famous video, Average as Best. We are entering into the critical point of Kevin Samuels' talker point to this young lady known as Jessica. All right. So make sure y'all hit the thumbs up to support the stream. If you haven't, let's go ahead and dive deeper into this.
And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average.
Coach, appreciate it.
And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business.
And
you
also
making 6 figures for the last 3.
And also notice what she's doing too throughout this whole conversation, right? She's not being attentive to him. She's not giving him eye contact. In fact, she's been on her phone the whole entire interaction. Now, I want y'all to keep in mind this. Keep in mind that she said that she wanted to get a consultation with him, and she just so happened to see that he was live. So we should be asking ourselves this question. Is she being genuine, or is she being disingenuous? Because if she was being genuine, then she most definitely would be attentive to everything that he's telling her right now, regardless if she agree with it or not. Because that is the respectable thing to do. Do y'all agree with that? Through my line of work that I have did, like I'm a jack of all trades. I did different line of work. So I'm a DJ. I done dealt with social work. I done dealt with recruiting, right? All these different type of line works that I have, okay, and others as well to deal with customer service. One thing that I cannot stand, preferably when I was a recruiter, one thing I cannot stand what people do is that when I'm interviewing you, right, if you're not giving me eye contact, that let me know right off the bat, behavior-wise, that you are not interested in the job that you're trying to apply for, period. That you're literally being disingenuous. So likewise, even with what she's doing right now, that let me know that she's being disingenuous. She had purposely disrupted this man's show, his business, for a selfish reason. Just to get on camera. Hell, I'll put it to you this way. I believe that she got on camera just so she could want to promote herself because she wasn't having the desired results that she was getting being on Tinder and Bumble and Plenty of Fish. And so she utilized this platform knowing there's going to be other men watching the stream to try to promote herself to see if she could qualify for other type of various men. I'm just being real about it.
Is okay. But if I'm looking at you, but if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
Yeah, so in recruiting, everything is important, right? Not only your resume, which is your first line of you or your character, right? Not only your resume, but also when you go into the interview yourself, your appearance is important. How the way you present yourself is important. Your character is important. All of this is important. And y'all want to know the reason why? It's simple. Because if I were to hire you, your literally is going to be the representation of the company. Meaning that when people are interacting with you, they're not interacting with you personally, right? They are interacting with the company because you are the face of the company. You are the brand of the company. Now, with that being said, right, let's tie that into relationships. This is why it is important to vet out people or have your resume. Because guess what? You are going to be the representation of that person you're going to be in a relationship with, period. And that goes for both men and women. If you are entering into a relationship and this is your representation, the dude is hood and ghetto and doing weird stuff, right? Guess what? That's going to be a reflection on not only him, but you. It's going to be the old saying, birds of feather flock together, because that is a representation. Likewise, if you get a woman who is ratchet and ghetto and being weird and doing all this weird stuff, guess what? Not only that's a representation of herself, but it's going to be a representation of you. Y'all want to know why high value men, right, who are within the 5 to 10%, right? Do y'all want to know the true reason why they also desire eye candy? Do y'all want to know the real reason behind that? Glad you asked. The true reason why they desire eye candy is because they know that woman, that's the sole image of that woman, is going to be a representation of that man. Consider athletes, right? Football players, basketball players. They make sure they get a woman who looks aesthetically beautiful because it is a representation of them. Why is that important? Because these celebrities, these athletes, right? They are connected to what? Social media. Social media is connected to what? Social norms. So through all these different outlets, right, they are judged critically by the public. So that's why they go after these type of women who look aesthetically this way, because they know that this woman is going to be a representation of him, or vice versa. That's why it's important to them. Now, going back to the whole concept about the relationship thing, that's why it is critical, very critical of you to make sure that you vet out the person properly, to make sure that they fit with your type of worldview. They fit with whatever it is that your lifestyle that you got going on in every single way possible. That everything that they present on their alleged resume, right, will be compatible to you in every single way. Because if not, then guess what? We're going to continue to be in this thing that we call gender war, where we going back and forth with each other. We're being misandrous and misogynist towards each other. I hate men. I hate women. We hate each other. Let's go have sex. But let's continue, y'all.
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for women that?
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. People think most of us in the Black community need therapy, but you're not dealing with reality. I asked you about your child's father, and you couldn't answer me. But it doesn't sound like you're too proud of him. What kind of student is your child?
He's an A student.
Does he have any behavioral problems?
No, he actually got a YouTube channel, and he's trying.
No. But where is it? But his daddy is still. If his daddy is alive, does he have a relationship with his father?
Yeah, he does.
Then what's your issue with him?
He's not business minded like my father and my uncle. And
then why did you choose to make a baby with him before you got married?
Young and dumb. I was 16.
Exactly, and that cost. See, That young and dumb shit, let me stop you right here. That young and dumb shit you black women throw out as if it's supposed to get, listen and listen well, women. Young and dumb is not a get out of jail free card. It doesn't go woof and change the fact. You still have to carry that consequence. And men are not rushing up to be stepfathers to 13-year-olds.
Now, this is one of the talking points where I disagree with Kevin on. Okay. I do. I disagree with him on this. Now, I want y'all to hear me clearly the reason why I disagree with him. The reason why I disagree with him is because you have men out there that will sign up for this. The suckers, the simps. Hell, even Pookies and Ray Ray will sign up for this. As long as these archetype of men exist in the culture, then they are always going to be selected. So since they always going to be selected, they're never going to be held to a certain level of accountability. Ever. Because they know that it's going to be some dude who's going to accept that. That's the reality. I have met so many different type of personalities on YouTube or on social media, preferably with the men, right? I've met dudes who are educated, degrees, PhDs, all the way to dudes who's the straight trash bums. I have been on panels with them and all kind of stuff. I have seen in the chat where some women will love these type of bum dudes because they know that these bum dudes love being with these type of women. And they have literally said that too. I'll sign up for that, Urban. Shit. I don't care. And they literally don't. So since they still exist, ladies and gentlemen, these type of women are never going to be held to a higher accountability level because they know it's acceptable. Now, y'all could want to argue and say this. Y'all could say, well, if we all come together and deal with these type of men and let them know that you shouldn't go after these type of women, then the accountability component will exist. The only problem I have with that, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are not a monolith. We're not. But I will say this. In certain situations, we do develop what is known as an echo chamber. Depending on what the situation is. We become an echo chamber for certain type of things. But when it's dealing with overall community, we're all come together where we can hold each other accountable for the main core things that we deal with every single day. Nope. We're not going to do it. Because we're not a monolith.
What would be better is if you honestly sat down and asked yourself, what value can I bring to a man?
And I know that what I can.
Well, all right. What value? What is it?
What is it? I can help him with his business. I'm very business minded on the end of helping organize, hiring. I plant into planting my own garden, so I can definitely plant into improving my etiquettes with just self-improvement and working on myself. And
ma'am, at 35 years old, here's what you told me. I can help him with his business. Due respect, ma'am. And I mean no disrespect, but 20 to 30% of people own businesses. What about the 70 to 80% of men who don't own them? That means that doesn't matter. That means nothing to the average man. Then the next thing you said, I can plant. Ma'am, that means nothing to most people because we go to grocery stores. Then you say self-improvement. I gave you a shot at saying what you have to offer to men, and you said nothing that we value.
What do you value? What do y'all?
Man, book a session. I'm not doing this. Nope. I'm done. I've tried to go around, but this has happened. The older you ladies get, the more you get set in your ways. Book a session, because I don't want to do this in public, man. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you don't. But you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you, and I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. Tired of y'all doing this shit.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, she did this intentionally. She pretended that she really wanted this dude help, but in reality, she didn't want this dude help. Because if she wanted his help, then she would have abide by the rules of his business, which is the book of section, and we could have a one-on-one conversation. Now, if she were to listen to what Kevin said in the beginning and say, hey, go ahead and book a session, this whole entire situation would have never happened. It never had happened. But in return, Kevin Samuels probably wouldn't have went viral or nothing like that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, this is the end of that particular thing, right? But I told y'all we're gonna react to the whole entire show, okay?
Being mean. See, the truth is mean to women like her. So I think a lot of you get off on having a man talk to you crazy. Ooh, I'm going to just keep acting stupid and clueless, and I'm going to keep doing until he says something to me. Nope. Thank you, guys. And I'm sitting there trying to be polite. You were 5? No, ma'am, you were not. No, you really were not. Every bit of a 4, and comprehension was much lower. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know, I need to explain to women who don't watch this show why I get so exasperated with women like this. Because that woman came in here entitled.
Indeed.
A 35-year-old high school graduate who owns a pet grooming business, who is every bit of a 4 at best. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw her. She was not a beauty queen. Long weave, all that makeup, Cupid doll eyelashes, and all this other stuff going on. That woman is a 4. Maybe when done up, a 5 on a good day. But the entitlement, you got a kid by a man, you got a 13-year-old, you got a teenager at 35. Sitting back talking about, I don't make myself available, but I want a man that's making top 10% earner.
Hey, Culture, that's a good question. That's a good question. Why in the hell would a man be remotely interested in a woman who could plant flowers? What value would that bring to that man that you know how to plant flowers? Now, she could have said this. She could have had expound on that and say, hey, not a lot of people have what is known as a green thumb, meaning that even though you could plant things, a lot of people don't know how to cultivate it. A lot of people don't know how to take care of it as a stewardship. But I do. And that's a transferable skills to show that not only I could do this particular thing, but I could be a stewardship to our household.
And what I bring to him, I can plant a garden. Think of yourself, as men, we're listening like, what? This is our reward for going out and becoming the best versions of ourselves. And this is the problem. That woman wasn't a beauty queen. She was average at best, wanting everything. Oh my.
Hey, Lionel, no, don't be giving her a pass like that. No, don't give her no pass.
That's bullshit.
You heard exactly what she said. She said she could plant. She didn't use that thing metaphorically at all, period. She said she could plant down flowers, bro. Don't do that. See, that's the problem right there. That's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem. We don't want to hold them accountable. Want to give them a pass.
There's a term called 49ers. Fours who think they're nines. That's what that was. And no amount of me trying to be politically correct, genteel, indirect.
She didn't want to hear apocalypse. Yeah, that's enabling. Shoot, don't enable her.
Wow.
I'm flabbergasted with you, Kevin.
I need a guy on my level. A level for what? Grooming dogs? I can help him with his business. He already has a business. He doesn't need your help there. And this is why we're talking about rehabilitating. That is far more the norm out there than men expecting beauty queens. Far more the norm is women like her, around her looks, with or without children, wanting the best. And the question is there any, can a woman like that be rehabilitated? That was the lead off question. Can the previous caller, if she was an avatar for what a lot of average looking women are like today, and she was a dress size 3 according to her. So if you take away the kid, if you add 50 to 70 pounds, either way you got big with no kids, little with kid. Either way, both have what value to a man. And when I asked her, ma'am, what benefit or value do you have to a man? Oh, I know, I can do it. And I said, tell me, did anyone think that they got an answer from a 35-year-old thoughtful woman? Did anyone get the impression that that woman has put any actual thought into what benefit she can be to a man? And this is what I was saying on Instagram. You ladies are going to have to figure out what value you bring to men and learn how to articulate it. Because honestly, far too many of you, your value stops in the bedroom.
Interesting.
Being able to help with a business, this vague term, plant and etiquette. Don't get it. Yeah, you don't have to keep talking about her looks. We can just forget the looks. We can just go into the actual conversation. The conversation is more than anything else. Not the Jessica. You need to go ahead and connect your audio.
So real quick, let me ask y'all this question in the chat. What value do you bring in your relationship? Whether you're currently in a relationship right now, or you're single and you possibly want to seek a relationship, what value do you bring to that relationship? And I know this question steers around the what do you bring to the table conversation. I know, I get that. But I believe that it's a fair question. It's a fair question. If you desire a relationship, what value do you bring to that relationship besides the bare minimum? In this modern day time, both men and women can do the following. Both men and women could cook. Both men and women could clean. Both men and women could have a substantial amount of finances. And all of that is just the bare minimum. That's the basics. It's not like how it was back in the day. In this modern time, both men and women are very well capable of doing these things. Case in point, me for example, I learned how to cook. I learned how to clean. I learned how to wash my clothes. I learned how to sew. I learned how to cut the yard. I learned how to fix things around the house. I learned how to do all these multi-functional things that both men and women can do. And once again, that's simple. That's the bare minimum of survival as a human. So without the bare minimum stuff, what else do you bring that is of value if you're seeking a relationship or if you're currently in a relationship? I want y'all to think about that. And if you want to answer that, then you can answer it in the chat, or people who are catching the replay, you can answer it on the replay.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to. I mean, saying I was trying to not say certain things because there was a greater point to be made. Focusing on the physical is not necessary with this call. It's a point, but the greater point is even if she was Thelma from Good Times or Pam Grier, even if she could have been an 8. Remember the baby mama who still thinks she's the shit? What value were either one of those women to the kind of men they say they want? That's what I need you ladies to understand. Not getting triggered because you don't like the way I phrase things or the way I use. I'm not going to change. This is it. To my critics, my male critics who think I should use I'm not going to. More men. At the end of the day, I'll put what my results up against yours any day. Because at least over here, there are men. And there are women who are saying, you know what? May not necessarily like what you have to say, but it is being helpful. And I said it at the beginning. Told her she should have booked her one-on-one session. But no.
Mm-hmm.
So you get what you get when you call in. If you don't want to take this, here's the thing. Make no mistake. If you want to do this, and if you want to protect your feelings or whatever, book your own session. But if you want to do this live, it goes the way it goes.
Respectfully, by the way.
Join the show. Join the show. So the question becomes, is there anything that modern women today, women who were in the danger zone or no man's land? Danger zone is 27 to 35. Is there anything that women in danger zone can do to rehabilitate themselves? Is there anything women who are on the other side of the danger zone, 36 to 60, is there anything a woman like that can do to rehabilitate herself in your eyes? Let's further complicate it. Let's say either one of these women and they have children in the home? Are women who have children in the home beyond redemption in your eyes? Ladies, listen to what the men are saying. Because whether you like the way they're saying it or not, when you go to these other channels and platforms who tell you you're a queen, you're this.
Real quick, Culture said this, and I like this. It said, I use God's principle and values for the foundation coupled with financial budgeting and estate planning. My frontal lobe is fully developed, organized planning and managing a home and scheduling. Thinking from a resume perspective, because I never thought about that question. And to be honest with you, a lot of us never thought about it like that at our period. And you want to know the reason why? Is because normally we be looking at the aesthetics first. We look at how attractive that person is to us. Now, don't get me wrong. Attraction is the initial, right? But attraction shouldn't be the main foundation. It should be more than that. And then I seen your other comment too, where you say you didn't see the super chat. I don't see the super chat as well neither, because normally I'll get an alert when somebody has sent a super chat, but I haven't even seen no super chat. So what you can do, make sure you go on to YouTube and see that it went through properly. All right. And if it did went through properly and it still don't show up, then by all means you'll need to contact YouTube. All right. But yeah, let's continue.
That one thing you don't see is a plethora of eligible men. I go to other channels, other platforms, and all I see in the comment section for days are women and female names.
That's true.
I see women talking to women about men. And even if it's a man's channel, if there are no men in the comment sections, ladies, what good is it? Because the end consumer of the product that is a woman is a man. And if men are not purchasing, buying, picking, selecting, choosing you, it does not matter the rapper or whatever. If you can't get the transaction made, it doesn't matter how good the product is if you're still sitting on the shelf. These people who are telling you what you want to hear, tickling your ears and coddling your heart, are they getting you sold?
Mm-hmm. And I want to address to Shervers. He said it's on the man that I'm assuming he say he don't know how to be leaders. Now, to be honest with you, if that's how the way he's putting it, then I agree. There are a lot of modern men out here right now who absolutely do not know how to be a leader. They don't even know what it takes to be a leader. They only have assumptions about how to be a leader based on social norms. But when it comes down to the core values of leadership, they are lacking that a lot. Remember when I was telling y'all earlier about Kevin was getting on this other dude and stuff like that. I told you that I believe with everything in me that men should be stoic. Part of stoicism deals with learning about leadership skills, soft and tough. So yeah, there are a lot of. A matter of fact, those of y'all who are not familiar with my own platform, right? I do a lot of men empowerment over here, where I'm teaching men how to be leaders. I'm teaching them how to vet out certain type of women. You know what I'm saying? So they won't fall into becoming incels and, blue pill and all this other weird stuff that's out there, MGTOW and all this stuff there, you know what I mean? I'm teaching them these type of skills that will help them develop. I'm challenging them. I'm holding them accountable. Because these type of men haven't had another type of man to teach them these type of things.
All right. Well, Jessica is not going to get on, so we're going to go ahead and boot Jessica off. So that's what we're going to do. Boop. The end product is a woman is a man. Jessica, bye-bye. Put you back in the waiting room. And I think it's a good question because we always come at it from the man is the problem. The man is the problem. The man is the problem. If men are a problem in modern dating, there's a school of thought that says men are the problem that you ladies created. You wanted equality. You wanted to be treated as equals. You wanted a deregulated sexual marketplace. You wanted your body, your choice. You get to choose. Fine. Men had to deal with those things, and they're playing catch up. Men have adjusted, and men said, "Okay, if 80% if 100% of the women want 20% of the men, the Petro principle, 80-20 rule. Well, if I'm not in that 80, if I'm not in the 20%, I'll either have to work and get better and improve to get into 20%, or I have to go farther away to get what I want."
Hey, real quick, I also want to acknowledge this comment too that Coach Leo Torres said. All right, and she was addressing Kay Wallen Jr. by the way, but she said if an employee comes to you and asks for feedback about their performance, would you approach it with all the poor behavior or sandwich the feedback? Now, the reason why I want to acknowledge this is because of this. Me and my wife, right? We have now been married for going on, I think 5 years or so, 5 or 6 years, one of them, y'all. But our anniversary was when was our anniversary? I think last month was our anniversary. So I had asked my wife this. I had asked my wife to give a performance evaluation of our marriage. And I was going to do the same as that thing to her. I believe that every year, if you are in a relationship where if you're married or whatever, right, and you be in a relationship for a long term, right, I believe that you should do this every year, do a performance evaluation of your relationship. The reason why this is important is because if you were in that same relationship, you need to know what's going on in that relationship physically, mentally, and spiritually, and financially. You need to know if y'all are on the same page. Because yes, due to us being human, right, we're going to evolve. We're going to change. The things that we did last year is probably going to be different from the things that you're doing currently right now. And it's okay. But what happened is that you end up becoming comfortable with each other and you don't do a performance evaluation. And so you end up being sucker ball. In other words, this person mindset that totally changed and you didn't know about it because you didn't ask. So me and my wife, we did that. We did an evaluation on each other for us our marriage. We discussed it, the good parts that we enjoy a whole lot, and like it was stated in the one that coming right, it wasn't sugarcoated or nothing like that. We stated the good parts about it. We stated the bad parts about it. We stated about the ugly things about it. Then guess what? Once when we put all that on the table, guess what it did? It gave us an opportunity for what? Improvement. Improvement in our relationship. Versus waiting on things to fester and fester and fester. And the next thing you know, it becomes toxic and y'all end up blowing up on each other and doing weird stuff. And next thing you know, you want a divorce due to irreconcilable differences. And irreconcilable differences is simply mean it was a lack of communication. I'm just going to be real about it. So I believe that if you're in a relationship, I believe that you need to do a performance evaluation. Every year, you need to do a performance evaluation to see if y'all are still aligned together. And I'm telling you, when you do that, you will learn a lot about your significant other for real. You'll learn about how the way they thinking and everything, if they being truthful and honest with you. I want y'all to consider that.
Adjusted. The top 10%, 20% of men are having more sex than ever. But there's a large group of men who are just going through life with nothing. We used to have more of a balance where 80%, the black community had a marital rate of 80%. When by 30 years old, if you weren't married, something was wrong with you. When most people, like the previous caller, would have 70, 80 years ago, that woman would have been married by 24. But now you got the world you wanted. Men have adjusted. And now that men have adjusted, you're trying to shame men, tell men, well, it's not right that you're just having, Netflix and chill, and we're not dating anymore. Y'all didn't want dating. You didn't want modern men to date. Why? Well, look at what you did to them. You went and played games with guys who wanted to date you. You let them take you out here and there, and then after stringing this guy and that guy along for 3 or 4 dates and nothing ever happened, men talked and said, well, dude, don't do that. Tom Likas out in California 25 plus years ago. It's out now, lady.
Damn, that Zoom was loud as hell.
No, if you want to get on, call in, hit the Zoom link.
Hey, for a second there, I thought somebody was calling me on Zoom because, like I told you, I got Zoom too. I'm like, what the hell?
If you want to get on, hit the Zoom link. And that's what it is. So men have adjusted. And now that men have adjusted, there's no amount of, well, it's not right. That shouldn't happen. And no amount of people telling you that the problem is men. It's not you, queen. If they don't have men in their chat rooms, in their comment section, if you go to their events, if you go to their conferences and all this other kind of stuff, and you don't see men around, who are you talking to? Dude. That's what it comes down to. So, do I think modern women can be rehabilitated? Let me see what we got going on in the chat room. Salute to Godfather and all that. High value men, hearings, and hit squads. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Cairo House. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to look and see what's going on. We're going to open it up.
So the answer to that question, do I personally believe that women could be rehabilitated? I believe that they can, but they have to choose rehabilitation. It's no different from a person who need to rehabilitate it from a, traumatic experience, It'll take time, but they got to choose for it to happen. And also they have to accept accountability for the choices and decisions that they have made. Because if you don't do that, then their rehabilitation process is not going to be successful at all, period. You're not going to have the desired outcome that need to happen.
Everybody to call in, because I want to hear from the guys too now. Last day here. You can't get upset that men have decided to catch up. You can't get upset that men have decided to say, you know what, nothing is a better option. And if you're a woman and the best of the most you have to leverage is sex, then honestly, the price is very low. Yeah. Oh yeah, but here we go. We're gonna open the call line back up after we get the likes up. You see, this is what happens when you allow people to do what they want to do. Get them up.
Get the lights up, y'all. Y'all heard Kevin. But now on the cool though, on this particular show, the like ratio is pretty good. We're just about at 50%. Okay, so it's pretty good over here on the cool though. it's pretty cool. But we could do better than that. We could get it all the way up, y'all, on the cool though. 134 and 65 likes, man. Yeah, we could do better than that for sure. But the ratio is still pretty good.
Violence. Go to World Star. Go to any clip and you will see women wilding.
Yeah, call them out.
How can you be the victim when you're the aggressor? When people fear you, when people fear you getting upset because of your reaction, how can you be the victim? Then when you start talking about the aggression, when you start talking about the verbal abuse, the verbal assault, how can we continue to defend behavior that is not netting a positive result for women? If you're not getting the results you want, ladies, Dre Day, what's going on, fam? If you're not getting the results you want, ladies, how can we continue to defend this?
Hey, KY, I agree. We could at least get 100 likes, y'all. Well, we got 140 people watching right now and 64 likes. We could get to 100. That's easy. All you got to do is tap the screen, and that's it, man. That's all you got to do. We could get that, man. That's easy work for real. I'm just saying. That's easy work. Easy work. Don't have me acting like Kevin Samuels now, because I will do it. I'll definitely play. You know what, matter of fact, let's get the likes up. I'm gonna play y'all one of my songs that I helped produce and DJ. All right, and we get the likes up. All right. So, which song should I play? Lionel, what songs what song you want me to play real quick, bro? Which one of my songs you want me to play real quick so we get the likes up? Put it in the chat, bro. And then we'll get these likes up to 100, man. Because I know we can do that for sure. For sure we can do that. Because I got a lot of them, man. I got a lot of them. Let me know, Lionel, what song. This dude say play something ratchet. All right, say less. We're going to play something ratchet. Get the likes up, y'all. Let's get it.
Only you ain't scared to touch your toes. You in the right damn spot.
DJ Urban 10 is motherfucking nigga.
Now slide that thing.
Slide that thing to the beat, let it shake on the bass. Ass moving like water, put it right in my face. Left step, right dip, let that booty go crazy. Make it clap, make it wobble, make a grown man lazy. Pop that shit, let it roll like that. Hands on knee, arch your back, now bring it right back. Turn around slow, then throw that ass back. If you slide that thing once, I'm addicted to that. Breakers hitting freezes while she sitting on my lap. Like it boy wildin', but she making that clap. Lockers popping on while she popping that shit. Poppers hitting waves while she grinding on the till. Crumpers on the sideline, hype as hell. Boogie girl dropping low like the kid just fell. Bounce shorty, quake the room, make that ass rain. From the pole to the block, they gon' slide that thing. Slide that thing to the beat, let it drop on the bass. Push your fat ass off, got the jig in the waist. Left step, right dip, shake it all in my lap. Make it bounce, make it jump, I'm addicted to that.
Get the lights up.
Let it roll like that, throw it back so hard, make the club go black. Bend it over slow, let it clap on the track. If you slide that thing twice, I ain't never going back. Joe rollers hit the glass, she gliding on my thigh. Footwork moving fast while she riding me high. Snappers throw her on while she throwing that ass. ATL juking different when she moving it fast. Turf was waving smooth while she waving them cheeks. Dally boogie in the back, she been twerking for weeks. Bounce girls dropping low, make the whole club swing. From the trap to the stage, they gon' slide that thing. Slide that thing to the beat, let it shake with no shame. Beat your feet in the heel, shit ain't never the same. Left step, right dip, she don't care who watch. Feel it pop with the stroke, got me losing my thoughts. Pop that shit, let it roll like that. ATL twerk, got me paying the cash. Turn around slow, then throw that ass back. Shorty slide that thing hard, she a full-blown snack. Beat your feet from see while she stand on the stage. Knees up, fast jumping, got me losing my waist. Billy Bop with the hips, she a whole damn vibe. She ain't shy about shit, got that big girl pride. Snap dance, ATL, she throw her hands, then drop. ATL juke that ass, don't stop. ATL twerk, whole club gon' scream. Slide that thing so good, I'ma pay a whole team. Slide that thing to the beat, let it shake like a freak. Head moving so wild, I'ma need a whole week. Left step, right dip, put that shit on my left. Make it clap, make it smack, yeah, I'm loving like that. Pop that shit, let it roll like that. Hands on knees, throw it back, throw it back. Last round, girl, go crazy on the track. When you slide that thing hard, I'ma slide right back. DJ Urban T.
Ladies and gentlemen, that song Slide That Thing is available on all streaming platforms. It's available on Apple Music. It is available on YouTube Music. It's available on Spotify. It's available on every music streaming platform, all right? Matter of fact, you'll see not only my music on there, you'll see my album and everything on there as well too, even my singles. So it is on there, all right? So go to Apple Music or wherever streaming platform you use, Apple Music, on Spotify, YouTube Music, wherever it is, right? Go on there and find DJ Urban T, and you will see my catalog of music that I put out, all right? So appreciate y'all. Appreciate those of y'all who been tuning in to this stream as well too. Appreciate it a whole lot. Another thing too, while I'm thinking about it now. Now, those of y'all who like black writers, right? If you enjoy black writers, if you enjoy sci-fi content, if you enjoy content that deals with anime as well too, or deal with manga, right? I want to plug in a phenomenal writer that is in the chat right now, Shugverse. He is actually a phenomenal writer. He have his own website. His website is called airtothestars.com. Once again, it is airtothestars.com. He have a lot of stories in his universe that he writes, okay? So if you want to support him, by all means, go to airtothestars.com. I'm pretty sure he's going to plug not only his website, but he's also going to plug in his YouTube page as well too. So once again, that is airtothestars.com. Support a phenomenal writer. All right. So let's get into the final part of this show. Now, those of y'all who are tuning in right now, we are reacting to Kevin Samuels' famous Average as Best full live stream show. And the question that we're asking tonight is this: do this particular show still applies to the modern day culture? Because there have been a thing that's been going around where people believe that Kevin Samuels' message is dying down. That his message, his worldview, his talking points, his framework no longer applies or no longer is suitable for this growing modern day culture. What say you? Do you agree to that or do you disagree with that? I highly disagree with that because I believe that it applies still to this day. I do. So let's hear a little bit more of Kevin Samuels, then we'll be done for tonight. Once again, if you're not sub up to this channel, the Urban Lounge Podcast, by all means, sub up to this channel so you can get more of this thought-provoking content. Also, you can go into my catalog and catch all my other live streams as well, too. Many of y'all are over here because you're familiar with my shorts that I put out. And my shorts been circulated all over the place, over Instagram, and then went to YouTube, and then went to Facebook, all over the place, you know what I mean? So I appreciate y'all supporting me on my shorts. But that ain't where it stops at, right there, ladies and gentlemen. I also have a community wall that I put out every single day, community posts. I want y'all to be a part of them conversations over there as well too, because we be posting some very, very strong conversations over there that challenge people to think, for real, all right? So if you're not participating in the community posts, by all means participate in that as well too. And last but not least, appreciate y'all participating in the live streams, all right? So final leg of the show, let's get it, y'all.
How can we continue to try out to Dre Day? Shout out to Cairo. Shout out to CG Cap. Let's talk about it. Jessica,
Mother
you're not
Culture
in
talking
here.
about twerking.
Your audio is not connected.
I see
so
your
we're gonna go ahead and
comment.
do this. Are you the victims? How can you be the victims and the perpetrator at the same time? I want to hear from you ladies who are, because I will tell you, when I hear a woman say that there was abuse in a relationship, my spidey senses go up. I just haven't seen it. Haven't seen it. I haven't seen it like a lot of you ladies. I think a lot of women say this because it's a get out of jail free card. No one's supposed to question it. We're supposed to just let it slide. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but does it happen to the levels of what you ladies say they are? And here's the thing. Why am I bringing this up? Because the more we allow women to not be honest with themselves, with their situations, with the role they've played in their outcomes, the worse it is for women. See, many people think you're just saying this stuff to be pejorative and beat up on women and bash them and make them feel bad. No. Nope. My ultimate goal has always been the same. I want better outcomes for women because my clients who are men want women. And if they have a better caliber and class group of women to pick from, my clients, the men that I work with, are happier because they have a better caliber. It's always been the same. I am very transparent about it. Men want women. And the men that I work with who have paid the cost to be the boss, done the work to improve themselves, they deserve a better caliber, class, and outcome than everybody else because they've done the work. Why else, if you had a son, ma'am, and you put love and effort into your son, you would not, and he had an opportunity to go to an Ivy League school or junior college, you would want him to go there because he's done the work. You wouldn't want him to go to the junior college just to keep it real. By the same token, if a man has done what is required to increase and improve, why should he have to still go back and deal with a woman who's dealing with guys that she don't think are on her level? Where are the increased and improved women? Right, Jessica? You're not connecting. Where are the increased and improved women? And sadly, many women today would agree and say, you know what? I agree that the women should increase and improve. But I can't say nothing to them. Who can? Who can say something? So I come on this show Monday through Friday in an effort to have a dialogue, to ask questions that most people want to know answers to but can't. To have a conversation that many folks would rather not have because what's happening out there in LA, in New York City, in Atlanta, in Dallas, in Houston, in Miami, in Seattle, in San Francisco, in Chicago, in Detroit, in Denver, in Austin, in Philadelphia, in Camden, San Diego, in Boise, it ain't working. This shit ain't working. It's not. Men and women are more separate than ever. In the black community, what is that? What is the black community? The black community is married black people, black women, and children. Black men are like its own, single black men are its own group. When you think of the black community, single, unmarried, bachelor, divorced black men are not a part of that. We talk about black community, black women, single black women in particular. You think of yourselves first.
See, in this particular talking point, this is another one where, you know, I'll disagree with some points that he's saying. All right. The reason why is because this goes with my own personal worldview, that I believe that it is a man's responsibility to be in leadership. Meaning this. The things that we do as men is going to be a reflection to our counterparts, like I stated earlier. So if we're not in our righteous divine position of being men, right, where we have a sound mind, we're stoic, we're not hyper emotional, we are focusing on taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, financially, and spiritually. If we're not doing none of these things, right, then guess what? That's going to be a reflection on our poor leadership. And guess who's going to reciprocate that? The women. And so they end up having these same lack of toxic qualities as well too. It is part of our divine commission to always teach. We're supposed to be teaching our helpmeet. And in turn, our helpmeet's supposed to be teaching our generations, which is our children, if that's what you desire. But if that connection is not happening, then guess what? It creates toxicity. There are people who believe in this connection where it's on God, man, woman, and children, right? Which that connection is fine. But the only thing about that is that if you only have one and not the other, then the whole entire thing collapses. Let me give you an example. Let's say in this hypothetical scenario, right? You got the man, woman, and child, right? But you're not connected to the source, which is God or Most High God or whatever it's subscribed to, right? Then guess what? That whole entire foundation collapsed. There are others out there who have God, it be God and man, but you won't have a woman. Or you may have God, man, and woman, but don't have children. And so when that whole foundation is not together, 9 times out of 10, it's going to collapse. So that's why it's important for us, starting with us men, we have to be together. We have to be the ones who teach and educate. We got to hold ourselves accountable. It starts with us. It always starts with us. And here's something interesting about this. I hear my fellow brothers say this all the time, that they want to be the leader. They want to be the head. I want to be the leader. I want to be the head. I want this woman to listen to me. I want all these different things, right? Which rightfully so, that's what should be happening. But however, you're not even in the position to even lead properly. And that's what Sugarverse was saying earlier about the leadership, that there are men who are lacking leadership qualities. So you're not even remotely in the position to do these things, but you're demanding that. And you're wondering why your outcomes is the way it is. Starts with you, brother. I had to learn this. Throughout generations and generations, from my father generations and generations and generations, I was cycle along the same sense of false leadership through generations. Father teaching me that a leader need to be these certain type of negative connotations, right? And it took for me becoming a grown ass adult, learning the errors from my ways, right? To understand that damn, the things that my father was teaching me was some straight, absolute bullshit.
That's bullshit.
And so I had to make a choice to want to change and do better. I honestly believe a lot of my brothers are following the same type of suit right now, where they probably have fathers or grandfathers or uncles or different things like that who's teaching them this same false sense of leadership. And they believe that that's the reality. And then they end up having the same type of outcomes. It's not what it is, brothers. Not at all. I'll challenge y'all, brothers, to want to do this. I challenge you to look at your bloodline. I'll challenge you to look at your fathers, if they're still living, even if they're not living, even if they are deadbeats, absent parents, whatever the case may be, right? I challenge you to look at your bloodline and just look at the behavior behind that. It does really reevaluate. Just like we were telling you earlier about reevaluating your relationships. You should reevaluate your relationship with your parents. On the cool though. You really should. Do a reevaluation on your parents, your bloodline. And when you also do that, you will see clearly why you act the way you act, why you perceive the things that you perceive it to be. And then right after that, you have to make a choice to either hold yourself accountable and change for the better, or to conform to it.
This last political season has shown what you think of black men. Shut up. John Solicited Opinion. Ice Cube and his contract of Black America. Black men are not stupid. Men are not stupid. There is a reckoning coming, and you ladies are... If you want something, all I'm saying is this: you better figure out what it is you bring to the table for a man that is not sex. Sex seems to be the extent and the limit of what far too many modern women bring to the table. And here's the sad part: it ain't even that good with most of y'all. Y'all think it's great. It's like, pfft. If it was so great, why hasn't somebody put a ring on it? And we got to start having these uncomfortable conversations.
Let me ask y'all this in the chat. Do y'all agree with what he said about the sex part dealing with men? Kind of curious to want to get your thoughts, because I didn't say this a lot of times. My moderator, he heard me say this a lot of times, dealing with sex. And here's my stance on this. I am a married man. I'm a very happily married man, as y'all could clearly see, right? Based on the way I brag on my wife. I enjoy every moment I spend with her. And I enjoy the opportunity when we do have sex or make love. I enjoy that moment. I do. But when it comes down to the core of it, right, in my mindset, sex is absolutely overrated to me. It really is. Sex to me is not that damn serious, other than for what it's for. To be honest. And I want y'all to understand this clearly, ladies, that I'm not the only man who think like this. It's a lot of men who think like this. And I'm talking about more seasonal men who think like this. Now, the younger men, them just some horny ass dudes, and they just trying to get their rocks out, trying to get their nut on and stuff. So, of course, they're not going to subscribe to this. But more seasonal men, these type of men who done been there and did it and stuff, right, and they really realize the value of it, they think the same exact way. They think the same as that way. Like, yeah, I mean, if we have sex, it's cool. It's cool. We have sex. If we don't, it's not that damn serious. If we don't, it's not that serious. And I'm glad that Kevin brought this point up, because there are a lot of modern women out there who have this mentality that they can literally prostitute their bodies to get the desired results that they're looking for. Yes, I said it. Prostitute your damn bodies to get the desired result that you're looking for. There are modern women who literally think like this, for real. Modern women who are act upon this for real, because they thinking that their body is the main focal selling point. But it's not. It's not. At any given time, any man on this planet could get access to sex if he wanted to. He could. But I'm gonna throw this disclaimer in, this for the men. Because I don't want your dumb ass sit here trying to force yourself on women, all right? But at the same time, women absolutely control the access of sex. They do. They do. That's why they say my body, my choice, because they know that any given time they could simply tell you no. And that is the end of the conversation. I'm just saying. It is, yeah, facts, brother. It is what it is, bro. It is definitely what it is. Shout out to you, Charles. Shout out to you, and shout out to you, Primo, as well, too. So with it, brother.
I listen to a lot of men, especially on the pro community side, telling women, you all right, queen, you all right this, you all right that. Those men are married. I listen to a bunch of men who are married tell a bunch of single women what's going on. They can't help you. Oh, man, you divorced, you don't have a woman. I'm out here. I talk to men. My clients are men. Feet on the street, ear to the ground. I know what's going on because I stay plugged in. And I hear what the men are saying. In my private Facebook group, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 couples now. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside of 4 months, 5 couples. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2 gonna get married. I'll put that result up against any of you out there questioning me. Any of you. Any man questioning me on the other side of this camera. What you saying, shut up. Put it on the wood. Show me where your results are. Show me the black couples, families being made out of what you're saying. Fuck you mean?
I mean, that's real talk.
But to question me, show me. Don't talk to me. Show me the work.
Real talk. Also over here, that there have been brothers that have reached out to me, right, and said the same thing. They're like, hey, man, Brother Urban, man, the things that you share with me on your stream, especially, when you want to hold them people accountable, it literally helped me for real, brother. It helped me to think about things in a different way. And it literally helped change my life. Been plenty of men who have told me that. They just expressed that either in the chat or they have emailed me and told me that. And that's how the way it's supposed to be. Like, even as being a content creator stuff, right? I get the entertainment part. I get it. Not knocking it. But you also have to bring some type of value to the table besides being an entertainer. You have to bring some type of value where you could literally help someone who's needing it, because you'll never know what a person is going through for real. Like, real talk. You'll never know what a person is going through. Then one day you two decide to recommend your channel and you click on this dude's channel and it's the Urban Lounge podcast and he done said something that literally changed your life. I'm just saying.
Brittany says dating is scary as a woman. If you pick wrong, you're devalued. Choose wisely. That's not scary for a woman. I don't buy that one.
I don't either.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and help you out, man. Bye, dude. I don't want to hear that. You're dismissed.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end it right here because now he does some monologuing now. But the whole purpose of the show is this. First of all, we want to pay homage to Kevin Samuels and his legacy because there is a rumor that's circulating through the social media space that Kevin Samuels' message is dwindling. That, in other words, they don't have no type of power in this modern time right now in 2026. I beg to differ. Started with his average as best message. It still resonates in this generation, still to this day. Not showed to y'all, not demonstrated to y'all tonight that this message resonates to us still to this day. That we could apply this to our everyday life where it could literally change the course to how the way you deal with relationships. Now, one thing that I will say about this that I have noticed is that since Kevin Samuels had passed away, I have noticed a insurrection of incels and beta males and mid-toe, right? I had noticed that insurrection where these type of men have what I have taught on this channel, which is known as red pill rage, meaning that their outcome that they had with women was so unsuccessful that now they had developed a disdain or even hatred for women altogether. And then what make it worse is this. Instead of them understanding and take all the core values and all the core talking points that in Kevin Samuels' core framework that he was talking about, instead of taking all that together and apply to their everyday life, guess what they're doing? They're only taking out bits and pieces of it and applying to their current worldview so it can support their current argument about the red pill race that they have against women. In return, it turns to become misogynist. That ain't the wrong way to go, brothers. Not at all. And it's literally attempted to dilute the core message that Kevin Samuels was teaching to both men and women. It's not the way to go, brothers. Not at all. His message is still here, and it's still strong, and it's still going to be taught, especially over here at the lounge. Because over here at the lounge, we teach what is known as true red pill philosophy over here. Not the negative stuff, not the old one. We got the He-Man woman, He-Man woman hater club and different things like that. No, we don't teach that bullshit over here. We teach real red pill philosophy dealing with stoicism. That's what we do. And part of Kevin Samuels' framework is grained and integrated into this channel. So now, his legacy lives on. It do. Absolutely it do. But appreciate each and every last one of y'all tuned in to this particular episode of the Lounge. And I hope the things that I shared with you gave you a different perspective altogether about the things that we deal with every single day. All right, dealing with relationships and all this stuff. I hope the things that I share with y'all, it'll help you. It'll help you. It'll help you want to consider at least the possibility thereof. Okay. Make sure you want to check out my other content as well too that is posted on this channel. And I did a reaction show last night to a Pop a Balloon episode that I'm very curious to want to hear y'all perspective on that. So if you have time, if you're not sleepy, by all means, go to my channel and check out that episode I did last night with the Pop the Balloon episode. All right, and share your perspective to me. I got other content over here as well too, my shorts, and also make sure that you participate in my community wall, because we be having some crazy discussions over there in my community wall. All right. So make sure you participate in that. All right. Those of you who are catching the replay of the stream, make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel. All right. And that is it, y'all. I appreciate those of y'all who tune in tonight for the live stream. Make sure you have your notifications set when I go live again. Those of you who are sub up to this channel, thank you so much for the sub. Those of you who haven't sub up to this channel, I don't know what the hell you're waiting on. You need to go ahead and sub up to this channel so you could be a part of the conversations over here. All right. So we're done for tonight. Y'all have a great and wonderful night, and I will see you again on the next episode.